Guerrero's right about the shoe. The shoe was not the same in the picture shown in court as the shoe pulled from the evidence bag by Trooper Bukake.
You mentioned you're at the hospital. There was a sneaker. One.
Yes.
Bukake! Bukake!
Woo! Good afternoon, friends. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome, reprobates. It's good to see you guys. I see Grant's in the chat. It's good to see you, Grant. Hope you're doing well, buddy. And I see my man Connor as well. So technically, this is a fundraiser for Turtleboy, for Aiden Carney. This isn't like the extravaganzas that I've done in the past where I'm doing like 12 hours and I have a bunch of guests. This is going to be like any other live stream like I do. We're just going to hang out a little bit. The only difference is I've turned off super chats. I would ask you, I am grateful to all you guys who have gifted memberships. Thank you guys, Bridget Pike and Grant, for gifting 5 memberships apiece. But I would be so grateful if you guys held off from buying memberships today and just click on the link on the bottom that's pinned to the bottom of the screen or at the bottom of the chat. And hopefully somebody will be nice enough to keep the tally because I'm really bad at that. But I do have a starting number. So $446,537 is the starting number. So we can go from that. I have that written down. So we can do the math if we have to do the math. Yeah, this is just to get you guys hyped. I'm hoping that all of you locals that are around the Boston area can find the time tomorrow to go support Turtle Boy outside the courthouse. I know it's hot. Bring some water. Do whatever you got to do. I don't think it'll take too long. Because now what's happening tomorrow is the mighty one, Mark Betterow, is going to be arguing the 88-page Megamotion that came out a little while back. And there's a lot of stuff in there. Most of it's redacted. Most of it's redacted, but it's pretty interesting. The stuff that the mighty one claims is going on in there. And yes, yeah, the memberships thing, guys, I appreciate it. Now, you guys, obviously, if you're members, you can use your comments. You have like a monthly free highlighted comment, I think, as members. Those are great because that's, you guys are members, right on, use them. But please refrain just for this stream. It's just because I can't turn off the memberships. I could turn off super chats. I can't turn off memberships. So if you're thinking about being generous, please direct it towards Aiden's Defense Fund, or his golf tournament. That's still a thing. Let me go to this here. And before I get into that, big congratulations to Lauren, Common Sense Investigator. I was very, very blessed to have been invited to help raise funds for Kentucky Maverick, who needs a double lung transplant, which I can't even imagine what that's like. And I had the pleasure of meeting him in Knoxville, and about a month ago. And really, really great guy, really nice guy. Traveled with an oxygen tank from Nashville just to hang out and meet some of these wonderful people who I was lucky enough to get to meet too. So he's he's struggling because he's going to have to recover, and he's going to need a caretaker and all this stuff. And Lauren led a fundraiser that raised $7,213. So big shout out to Lauren, Common Sense Investigator, Mazza, and everybody else who was on the panel with us. Courtney showed up. Courtney from Tim Bradle's paralegal and podcast partner for Kelsey Fitzsimmons as well. And it has been a very strong advocate for Kelsey Fitzsimmons as well. She joined the panel, which was really cool. I got to hang out and talk to her a little bit. So that was really awesome. But I gotta give a shout out to Lauren. $7,213, people. I see my man Valhalla's here. He was there too. I love it. It's good to see you, homie. And like I said, tonight's just gonna be chill. I'm hoping to raise a lot of money, and I, other than what we already know we're here for, I don't have much incentive to give you to raise the money other than the obvious, which should be more than enough to get you guys to pull out just whatever you could spare. That would be great. But I do have a little bit more incentive. Spite. Pure fucking spite. Okay? Because you have these two poor son of a bitches, dude. That saw that I had a stream set up yesterday and then decided to do like some, I guess, their pathetic little version of a petty stream. It's just very funny. Let me go ahead and play this real quick. It's a very quick. We're gonna get a little petty here. We're gonna get a little petty, not much, just a little bit. Let me see. Deb Honey, member for 5 months. Mike and Brian are so freaking pathetic right now. Yeah, exactly. Let's see real quick if we got all right. Sweet. So we're up about $20, which is nice. Thank you guys. So Sarah Ellen donated $10, says free everyone favorite turtle. GSE 4 minutes ago, she said she donated $15, says Glare fundraiser, best of luck, Aiden. Thank you so much. And I'm going to keep refreshing that and checking it out. But yeah, this is just
circumstances surrounding that.
Yeah.
Could you just
shut up? Not you. You.
But don't worry.
Yeah.
He's got his side bitch today that's gonna do a
Yeah.
stream tonight
and
raise the
Fuck
funnel
that
for
guy.
him.
Let me say a couple things on that too, because like number one, not only was it a bad business decision, which it was, it's a bad like friendship, human being, local people decision, because we're gonna be here, motherfucker.
How do you do anything except laugh at these fucking tools, bro? I gotta play this again. Hold on. Brass, member for 30 months. Mike styles his hair like Maura Healy. He does. He looks like Maura Healy. Somebody's gonna meme that shit and blast it all over X like any minute. Watch. Somebody's gonna do a side by side. Let's start this over real quick because this is only like less than a minute long.
But don't worry.
Yeah.
He's got his side bitch today. Tonight.
Look at how fucking it's like Mike gets turned on, dude. It's funny as shit. Gen X Erica, member for 7 months. Are you saying you're forcing us? No choice then. Yes, I'm forcing you guys to donate to Aiden. To be, if you're feeling generous, click on the link at the bottom of the chat, pinned, and donate to Aiden. Even if it's just a couple bucks, man, whatever you can do. Anything you can do. This is just this is a Sunday afternoon hangout stream. The only difference is the proceeds go to Aiden's defense in lieu of the fact that tomorrow is the Megamotion being argued. And hold on a second. Let me do this too real quick. I got to do it this way because I'm a boomer. Okay, so all right. So there's the link to the golf tournament. So if you could sponsor a hole. It is a little bit pricey. I'll give you that. But try to think of it. Don't think of it in terms of, I don't know how to play golf, blah, 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 blah. Sorry. You don't have to look at these guys until I go over them. But some of you guys might be thinking, I don't play golf, blah, 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 blah. And it's really funny how these idiots are like, oh, well, he's got to have a golf tournament. He's got to have a golf tournament. And it is his audience is mostly women. Let me tell you something about that. Okay. I wish that I was going to Boston for this golf tournament. I wish I could do it. I just can't right now. Things are a little tight. That's okay. It happens from time to time. I plan on, taking Boston trip money there for the trial itself. I want to be there and support when it's most needed. So I'm just waiting for that, but it's funny that these guys are like, it's mostly women, and he's holding a golf tournament. Let me tell you something. Like, I learned how to swing a golf club from a professional golfer who happened to be a woman. Not a trans woman, okay? Not that matters. But I learned how to swing a golf club from a professional golfer, a woman, back in 1992, I want to say, was the year? 1992. Summer of 1992, as a matter of fact. So this whole, women or men bullshit, like you can absolutely play golf no matter what your gender is. That's the cool thing about golf. Anybody can do it, just like bowling or anything like that. You absolutely can. Just takes a little bit more skill, a little bit more patience. That's all. But it's fun. Especially when you're playing with a whole bunch of other people who don't know how to play any better than you do. So it's a lot of fun. So you can even get somebody to putt for you if you need. But yeah. Now, look at this. You guys, I've been live 20 minutes and we've already raised $405. Grant, you are the man, dude. I hope you stick around, buddy. Not that one. Not that one. My bad. We just need a simple applause. $405 raised in 20 minutes, people. $405 raised. Amazing. And let's go ahead and play this.
Raise the
Fuck
funnel.
that guy.
from-
Let me
Fuck
say a
that
couple
guy.
things on that too, because
that guy.
number one, not only was it a bad business decision, which it was,
Of course they are.
it's a bad friendship, human being, local people decision, because
This is my
we're
favorite.
gonna be here, motherfucker.
They're gonna be here, motherfucker.
And you might need us, especially if you get a bid.
Whoa. Wait a second. Oh my God. I don't think Aiden thought of that. I don't think Aiden thought of that. That's crazy. If he actually gets found guilty and he goes to jail, he's obviously going to need Kryford and BLT to run his channel for him while he's in jail. He's obviously going to need them as his friends while he's in jail. Huh. Because he doesn't have any. There's nobody local anymore, right? Who is perfectly capable of running his channel. There's nobody capable of that. Bro, I would watch Turtleboy live if Erica Walsh was running the fucking show. I would. And she's one of the least experienced YouTubers out of anybody who could absolutely do it. I would fucking love it. It would fucking be awesome. Grant would fucking kill it. Grant would kill it. I would love to see Grant run a Turtleboy live. I would absolutely for sure be in the upside down. You know who I'd really love to see run the Turtle Boy live, just to fucking for the sheer shock of it, and who would draw a shit ton of people? Melanie Little. That would be fucking awesome. I could just keep naming people that I would love to see, that I would rather see, that would likely do it before. Like, what planet do these dipshits think they're on? I don't get it. Like, I I am blown away that these guys actually believe this. Like, I mean, it's
Explosion.
we're gonna be taking over Aiden's channel. Aiden's channel. Oh, these guys are clowns, dude. They're killing me.
So I don't know if that guy from fucking Tennessee is gonna be around after fucking you go to
You think
jail.
he's
I don't
gonna
think
come up?
so.
He ain't coming up here.
They foiled my plan, bro. They foiled it. They foiled it. Because that's the big plan. If Aiden gets locked up, dude, I'm out. I'm taking off. I'm disappearing off of YouTube and off of the planet, bro, because I have no purpose anymore. No more purpose. That's it. I have absolutely zero purpose. I have not been on YouTube for the last fucking 7.5 years. So I guess, yeah, that's it. Once Aiden goes to jail, because like as if that's gonna happen, then dude, these guys are fucking amazing. I love it.
I don't think he's gonna be around. I think he's gonna be moving on. I think a lot of them are gonna be moving on. So not only was it a bad business decision, it's a bad personal decision. Like,
Bro, let me tell you something. You have never seen me get loud. You have never seen me get loud. If Aiden ends up going to jail, that's when you'll hear me get loud. That's when you will get sick and tired of fucking looking at me, because I am going to be so like, there's something I'm not going to be able to let go, because the thing is I believe in the First Amendment that much. I believe in the people. This is the United States of America, of the people, by the people, for the people, right? I mean, people. You guys are the ones I give a fuck about here. Now, do I respect law enforcement for wanting to go out there, make a difference, put on a badge, take the training, put on a badge, go out there, risk their asses every single fucking day? Of course I respect that. But not the dirty ones. Not the dirty ones.
friendship level, because
Friendship level. Friendship level. This guy asked you,
you and I,
this guy to this day, Aiden asked this dude to just like, hey, I have proof that I'm being fucking set up and I recorded it. Play this, please. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. But, you know, and Guess what? I wasn't even Aiden's friend yet. It was just the right thing to do. I saw it. I was like, why the fuck is nobody talking about this right now? Why the fuck is nobody? Aiden didn't reach out to me and ask me to do that. It's not what happened. Need some's member for 11 months. Willingly forced to support Will for 11 months. Yes, appreciate that. Thank you. Totally. Yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick idea of people just don't like. There's a certain type of person who just simply doesn't like the idea of Aiden not being in jail. They don't like the idea of people raising money for him. They don't like the idea of people donating money to him. They don't like, and yet they do everything they can to exercise the very free speech that that Aiden is fighting for their right to have. Excuse me. He's fighting for their right to have. And there they are. And is it exercising free speech when you do what they're doing, or is it abusing it? Is it taking it for granted? On a moral capacity, anybody who feels as though Aiden should be in jail, in my personal opinion, is someone who just simply doesn't care about free speech, yet abuses their right to it every single chance they get, to try to trash him, to slander people, get people's jobs, go after people's jobs. All because they're trying to shut this guy up. Now, it's interesting because there's a lot of stuff in this Megamotion. 30 minutes, people. And you guys have raised $845 already. 30 fucking minutes, dude. That shit is crazy. You guys are fucking dope. You guys think we could hit 20 grand by 9 p.m.? Can that happen? Are we able to do that? Can I keep this entertaining enough? I'll take responsibility. If we can't get to 20 grand, I'll take responsibility, because it's up to me to give you guys a really good show. But I definitely didn't expect to raise that much so quickly. But if I can wing it and still give you guys a fun show, can we raise 20 grand? Can we just raise 20 grand even if I'm the most boring motherfucker on the planet tonight? Can we do that? Can we raise 20 grand just for Dr. Turtleboy, for Aiden Carney? Can we do that? And you know what, Grant? I was actually going to invite you for a little bit. I would love to have you on, but I want you to know I'm bringing you on because I had already thought of it, okay? Not because you're asking to come on here, okay, Grant? Okay? Just want you to know, okay? It's because I had thought of it already. That's why, okay? Just want you to know. Hold on. Let me see what we do here. Hold on. There he is. And boom. All right. Check your Twitter DMs. I slid in there, Grant. Follow the script. Follow the script. Yes, the towel is on the way, folks. The towel is on the way. And an impromptu towel glarer collab, folks. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I love it. Yeah, that shit's wild. Let me I'm gonna read some of these too, by the way. Where's the now if I missed some of you guys, I'm sorry. If I missed some of you guys, I do apologize. This is wild. There's so many already. Wow, you guys are fucking great. I already read Sarah Ellen, GSE, Squirt donated $20 to sent a turtle in a heart. Raksha donated $25. Says Turtle was right. Glare fundraiser. We got this. Laura Laboricua, $20. Free Turtleboy. Thank you, Will. Andrea, God bless Aiden. May justice be done. Anonymous giver, $10. And please try from now on, use Glare. Just type my name in there so we can keep track of how much, because I'm taking these anyway. Anything donated since I started this live stream, I'm taking credit for it as far as that goes. I'm taking credit for all of us here. We raised that shit. So let's get this done. Now, mind you guys, we're just shy of $50,000 away from the overall goal, $500,000, a half a mil. So let's see. Anonymous giver, $10. Let's get this done. My cousin Vinny, $25. Glare fundraiser, free Turtleboy. And hold on, we're gonna put a pause on that because people, ladies, I realize that this next young man has a certain effect on you, but ironically, he's also the remedy because he is a towel. My man, what's up, dude? How we doing, dude?
Good. We might get a little feedback here. Let me switch you over to my headphones. How have you been?
Fucking fantastic, dude.
I'm glad I got to pop on. You really started off very quick there. I think close to $1,000 in about 30 minutes.
Well, you know, spite is a hell of a inspiration, isn't it? It tends to work. I wonder how many people donated just because they don't like Mike and Brian, you know, which is okay. I'll take it. I'm sure Aiden will too, you know.
A lot to say though. I'm not going to stay too long because I need to sleep to actually make it to the hearing tomorrow. But yes, I think this
is that I'm sorry, I got to cut you off. Is that a Melanie Little hat? They're saying it's a Melanie Little hat in the chat.
Yes. This says I went to Cancun with attorney Melanie Little.
I love it. Yes. Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, not a worry. You're on my headphones now. I had you on my like big speaker before, and it was just throwing me off. So I can hear you better now.
Awesome.
Yeah. So for folks who are donating, you know, God bless you for that. I was tallying as much as I could. You all were donating so fast, I couldn't really tally it quick enough. Tomorrow's hearing is a big one. Folks should know. You can ask me questions. Well, if you have questions about the procedure of it, Robert Cosgrove's response, which took like 9 months to come in on this motion to dismiss, is not public. It's filed impounded. And he said, oh, I'll file a redacted version eventually. He hasn't. No one knows what he's going to say tomorrow.
Huh. So he still hasn't. No, wait. I mean, but this is very on brand for Robert Cosgrove, so let's not act like this is surprising. But he still hasn't submitted his response to the 88-page Megamotion that we're all
No,
here.
he finally did on Friday.
Okay.
After Judge Belzeos ordered him to submit it by the 17th.
Okay.
And it's not just the Megamotion. I mean, we can get into this. It's very interesting. It's
Please.
So Mr. Betterow initially submitted a 3-part motion called the Megamotion. It's called the Megamotion because it's really 3 motions in one. It was like a motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove. It's like a motion to dismiss, and there might be like something else in there, evidentiary based. Then, as you know, that was filed like what, October of 2025? It was filed maybe longer, a long time ago. Cosgrove never responded to that. So Mr. Betterow was kind of nudging the court. Finally, the Proctorgate messages come out, and Mr. Betterow does a renewed motion to dismiss, which then eventually leads Judge Belzeos to say, Mr. Cosgrove, you really should respond to this because we're going to have a hearing on July 20th.
Like this thing is happening. So we need you to.
But with most hearings, Will, each side submits their moving papers, and then the judge asks questions. The hearing is not supposed to be like this big moment where something gets revealed, but Cosgrove filed at the last minute only the impounded version of his response. He was supposed to file and should eventually file a redacted public version, but no one's seen that yet.
Why would the judge why would the judge impound it?
Cosgrove's, so if you remember, Aiden's Megamotion it's in 2 forms: impounded and then unredacted and redacted in public. The supplement to that, the new motion to dismiss about more Proctorgate, is also from Aiden, impounded and redacted in public. From Cosgrove, all we have is one response that's impounded. He never did the redactions and put them on the docket, so we don't know what he's going to say tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's the most baffling thing I've ever seen, and it's a big deal.
But it's like you keep wondering the last few times you hear him say anything in court, you wonder if there's a method to his madness, because again, that's on brand with him, because he doesn't really make any sense. For some reason, he's just dragging this along and dragging it along, and there's no judge yet. You'd think Doolin would be the one to just be like, all right, I've heard enough. This is just, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
How you doing, Mr. Betterow?
Mr. Betterow. I would love to see a judge just put a stop to this madness, because it's not even just okay, take away the fact that it's Aiden's First Amendment right to do what he did. And yes, he did petition the government. We've watched him petition the government over and over and over again. That was clearly his intent. There's no, everybody here agrees, okay, yes, Aiden technically broke a Massachusetts law, but the argument is that the law itself is unconstitutional, right?
Oh, I'd go one step further. I'd go one step further.
Okay.
So I was looking up, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but I did graduate law school. # college graduation. I was looking at law.
And congratulations on that, by the way.
Oh, thank you. So I was looking up the case law on 268.13b, which is the witness intimidation statute. And wouldn't you know who won the pony? There is this case about this dude who went to people's houses or some person's house during a trial and took a picture of them and things like that. I have a theory that the rolling rally was actually built as a trap. And so I think, and this is why it's relevant to the motion to dismiss, if the only reason Aiden
A
was charged
trap
about the
to
rolling
have
stuff, because
you're saying a trap in order to have more charges on Aiden. I agree with you.
well, because the rolling rally, if you remember, was
He gave warning. He said he was doing it. Yeah, he said he was doing it. He addressed Chief Rafferty herself.
And so if you look at the if you look at the case law, it says straight up, if you go to someone's home. Now, Aiden wouldn't have known this, but I think someone like planted the idea. I don't know who, and the whole case was pretextual. The whole thing.
Sure.
They cornered, and I think that's what makes this so devious. Now, in the motion to dismiss context, this is why I think Aiden has a chance, because the standards are Odell, DeBedadeno, and McCarthy. And if the prosecutor or the police compromise the investigative or grand jury process, you don't even reach the question of, did the law get broken? Is the law constitutional? You can win on a motion to dismiss just because of misconduct. And I think we have that.
Well, you would think so. Hopefully. I mean, the stuff that Bettero claims that they can prove, like in the Bettero letters from a couple years ago, the stuff stated in that about Kate Peter and her involvement should be enough to dismiss the case. I mean,
I'm so glad you wanted to talk about this. Did you see the FOIA the FOIA response I posted on Friday about the Discord?
No, I did not.
This is bombshell news. I breathed in so hard there, I almost wasn't able to talk.
Switch to gummies, man. You'll love
the
it.
The Norfolk County District Attorney's Office has no less than 67 or so responsive records related to Discord server IDs that were connected to Kate Peter, including one that was active during Karen Reed's trial and had witnesses from Karen and Aiden's cases on the server during the trials.
Ooh.
Yeah. And Morrissey was sending himself attachments from the server, and he was so boomer, he didn't know the freaking server ID is in the attachment.
Wait. Okay, so just to put it in, just because I'm stupid. You're saying that people who should not have been communicating during the trial were communicating via Discord.
And then to make this worse, because that's the kind of thing you could get away with, because Discord, I don't know if you know about it, it's this
Olivia's got your back. She's saying you are correct.
Yeah, and now Discord, it's one of these things. It's used for everything under the sun. You have like streamers that use it. You have like revolutionary like bodies in the Middle East that use it. It's like this free for all right? But in this instance, it wasn't just that the witnesses were using the server and Kate Peter, etc., who was like a PI working for Marty Kraft, who was a guy that used to be a Boston cop that knew John O'Keefe, and we can talk about that more in a minute. This all coalesces around this PI firm, and I'll explain more, and it ties together both the targeting of Karen and Aiden. But this Discord, if you just deleted it, no one would ever be able to find it. But Michael Morrissey someone was sending him what are called permalinks. Now, a permalink, now say you have like an attachment on Discord. What a normal human would do is long press or right click the image or video and just save it. A moron would click share or copy URL and then paste it in an email and send them to it themselves, because they wouldn't know that permalink has a server ID embedded in it. And that server ID is, especially if like there's like some piece of data out there where that server ID was recorded, can be matched up to the attachment, and that's already out there. There's already an email from Morrissey out there, and now there's at least 67 more. So if Michael Morrissey, the Norfolk DA, started having private investigators look at Karen Reed as early as February of 2022, when she went to visit Tom Beatty's house, okay, Then that same PI firm with Kate Peter now working for them shows up targeting Aiden in the spring of 2023. And wouldn't you know who won the pony? Who links Karen and Aiden up? Jen Altman and Natalie the German, both of whom within 3 months in terms of Natalie and 3 years in terms of Jen, flip immediately to the state police. Bullshit, I know a rat when I see one.
So you're saying that Jimbo Altman, Big Jim, is a plant?
Why does every fucking person involved in this shit who gets exposed go to fucking Florida?
I don't know. It's hot. It's a nice contrast to Boston.
Oh, you damn right. You damn right. The block's hot in Florida. There's no doubt about that. I'm coming. I'm going to Naples. Going north of Miami. I'm going to take the 5.
The 5 doesn't go to Florida. It doesn't go to Miami.
Don't ask too many questions.
95. You can get on 95. You can take it all the way. Take it all the way.
I'm going to the Fontainebleau Hotel. I'm going to ask questions about Max Eater.
So Jimbo Altman has gone to Florida. Is this what you're saying?
No, I didn't say anyone specific. I'm saying generally. Why do people who like get exposed when they're running this op go to Florida? What the hell is it with Florida, Massachusetts, and these 2 cases? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't like it. But anyway, that's not as related to the Turtleboy motion to dismiss. But what is related,
Sean on the golf.
Yeah, don't even get me started. Why was the first person who ever leaked Karen Reed's messages to me in February of 2024, Sean on the golf? And he hated Aiden from the jump. He told me it was because Aiden went to a cop's home and that was over the line. And I was like, bullshit, that's the reason. I don't believe you.
Yeah. Sean on the golf is to Aiden what Brian LTL was to me, I guess. Just in your face, hey, and then behind your back, I hate that guy. Yeah. Poor Sean.
Well,
poor bastard.
The difference between a good intel operative and a bad intel operative is a good intel operative doesn't get caught.
Yeah, I mean, so all right. So far,
back to the motion to dismiss. Yes.
Right. Okay. So motion to dismiss here. What do you think as far as the parts of the motion, certain subjects that are brought up in the motion, which do you think would be the strongest thing for the mighty one, Mark Betterow, to emphasize on the most, to really drive home?
As a threshold matter, I would say, Your Honor, Michael Proctor hates the Irish.
But seriously, that's actually a great
I'm
joke.
not kidding you.
But
I'm not kidding you. I would say, listen, Your Honor, we've discovered a text message that is a
oh, because that's actually that's a real text message. Okay, yes, that's one of the text messages.
We have a Proctorgate text that says Michael Proctor is bigoted against Irish people. My client is Irish. We need to do a full racial animus based overview of all of his messages.
I respectfully disagree. That should be what the mighty one should focus on to drive home.
I'm making light of it only because he didn't know. Mark Betterow didn't know about that text in his supplement. His supplement came right before Rosemary Scapiccio revealed the further Proctorgate messages. So I wouldn't start with that, but I'm saying that's one thing that was missed that actually plays into the standard for whether Proctor's bias impacted the investigation of Aiden, which Proctor claims he's not even involved with, which gets us to the second thing. How did you watch that Chris Albert interview with the MSP?
I am so glad you brought that up. Yes, I went over it yesterday and I discovered a little bit of a few things. I've got my own little theories, which I'm glad. I would love to actually discuss that with you.
Because that's very operative to Aiden's case. Was Michael Proctor an investigator in Aiden's case, a witness, a victim, all three? That is one of the key questions.
Yeah. And it was, I thought it was really interesting because there was a lot of nervousness. Now, keep in mind, this is what I was pointing out yesterday. That was just an IA interview, and the purpose of it was to establish the nature of the relationship between the Alberts and Michael
Oh,
Proctor.
pause.
And the only person.
Pause. Hold on. I got to jump in. It was
Okay.
not an IA interview. That's what I thought it was too.
Okay, what was it?
Rule 14 interview before Karen's first trial, so that the material could be given to Karen's lawyers. Judge Cannoni never let it in.
So wait, were those? But those were MSP officers, detectives?
Acting at the request of the Norfolk DA pursuant to Rule 14 to give Karen that material.
Oh, okay. So Judge Beverly Cannoni ordered certain material, and these guys were tasked with getting it, with sitting down with Chris Albert, Julie Albert. Excuse me. Okay.
Kind of. Before Karen's first trial, under Rule 14,
right,
the prosecutor, Norfolk DA, through Adam Lally and Laura McLaughlin and Caleb Schillinger, had to turn over all material that was exculpatory or whatever related to bias and Karen's investigation. They find out about Proctor's text, Karen's team, right after everyone else does in whatever it was, when they get disclosed through filings related to the federal grand jury after February of 2024. Immediately after that, the Norfolk DA is like, fuck, I have to now go interview all the people that are witnesses that might have known Proctor, because there might be texts on that phone that show they know each other. So I have to give Karen these interviews as Rule 14 material. And the reason Judge Cannoni comes in is, you might be rightly saying, well, Grant, Karen's had this the whole time. Why didn't we see it? Judge Cannoni never let it in.
That's insane. Why would she order them to get it and then not let it in?
She argued temporally the alleged relationship between Proctor and Julie Albert was too attenuated, which is bullshit, because of course it was. IA, she was saying attenuated temporally because the wedding photo was 2014. Bullshit. They were going to each other's houses on Thanksgiving, like Proctor's mom's house. Chris Albert and Julie Albert, they were texting each other, in fact, about like some kid, one of the kids going to school in like 20, I don't know what it was, right before 2019, 2020. They had contact with each other. So Judge Cannoni's ruling wasn't even based on the facts, and we never got to hear about any of that. Well, that's how I was misled so easily. Are you kidding me? I thought it was somebody knew somebody's dog, and then
that changes
dog was
everything,
at.
though.
It blew my mind, because I truly believed that the relationship between Michael Proctor and the Alberts was like 6 degrees of separation involving a dog. I'm being facetious, but it was way closer than that.
Yeah, definitely way closer than that. But it's also, what I found really telling was why was Chris Albert so afraid of what was going to be seen on that phone? He's a witness. He's a selectman. He's a proprietor. He's the proprietor of a local pizza joint.
Notice what he was afraid of. He was happy, and we should actually talk about a little more context, because Julie Albert's interviews actually happened first. Remember, Julie Albert was asked to show her phone. She was like, no, at first. She came back a few days later, still wouldn't turn it over, said she found some text, though. And then only on April 3rd does Julie Albert let them search her phone. In between Julie Albert's second interview and the third, Chris Albert goes in. He knew the question was coming. What he didn't know was coming was, can we search your phone for mentions of the word Michael? He was worried of what conversations they were going to find.
Exactly. No. I am completely in agreement with you 100%. That's my point. He was afraid, he was afraid of anything incriminating involving the cover-up. The cover-up. What else? So,
yeah.
And it was really, yeah, it was very telling. Like there's literally no reason why this man should be afraid of that if he's just a witness and a victim of Aiden Carney. You know,
Well,
I mean,
and not
there's
just
no
that,
reason for that.
it makes me wonder, and this goes to, I think, some of Aiden's strongest grounds, in just my lay opinion, for the motion to dismiss that Mr. Bettero's already really argued very well, and he'll argue again tomorrow, I'm sure, which is this. Oh, almost 2K. Great job. I'm happy to answer
That's
questions
fucking wild.
until I have to go to bed. You're doing great, guys. So Mr. Bettero, I think, is going to lean into the fact that you can't have someone who was in effect coordinating all these different resources to investigate Aiden Carney, but was at the same time identified, that being Proctor and the people in his orbit, at the same time identified as the victim. What I'm worried personally happened here was the state. Remember, Morrissey couldn't really get his budget to investigate Karen or Aiden. I'm worried that he got desperate, Morrissey, and did something that's very unethical, which is outsourced a public prosecution with private funds and private investigators.
Ooh.
And this case can't go forward if that's the case.
That's not too far-fetched. I mean, it's not something that I would exactly put past the kind of guy that Michael Morrissey has been showing us that he is. You know what I mean?
And you want to know the worst part of this? So there's two important cases to think about. One is Hybel. It has to do with the government agency doctrine and evidence laundering. More important, though, is a 2009 U.S. Supreme Court case. I don't remember it right now. Hybel's an interpolation of it. And the Supreme Court said that if you're a police officer and a private citizen or even another cop does something egregiously in violation of the Fourth Amendment, I'm talking, let's use a hypothetical example, like getting close to someone, tricking them, having them fall in love with you, sleeping with them, going to their home, stealing their computer, taking all the files off of it, and then trying to use them as evidence. That's really illegal for a cop to do under the Fourth Amendment. And it would lead to something hypothetically called the exclusionary rule coming into play. But there's an exception to the exclusionary rule, where if one cop or a private citizen just walks up to another cop and says, hey, I found this, that other cop can assert the good faith exception to the warrant requirement of the Fourth Amendment and launder that evidence in a criminal trial. In a civil trial, you might have had a civil attorney that, say, hypothetically started showing up in Norfolk Superior Court around the spring of 2023, who really, really, really wanted the criminal process and various investigative machinations, both public and private, related thereto, to build up a strong evidentiary foundation for a future civil case or civil cases. Well, the exclusionary rule doesn't apply in civil cases.
Well, shit.
Well, shit. How you see why supporting Aiden Karen is very important, but Aiden is who we're fundraising for, so Aiden's fight is very important. Aiden, I think, stumbled onto something that was bigger than even the cover-up of John O'Keefe's death. I think what
I'm not going to disagree with you or minimize that at all, because I mean, and it's no secret, there are things sometimes when I'll hear you theorize certain things and they sound really, really far-fetched, very tinfoil hatty shit that I was way beyond anything that I'm willing to entertain. But I do agree with you 100%. I think Grant is frozen. But I do agree with you 100% that there's something bigger than just the death of John O'Keefe going on here. At least the muscle, for lack of a better term, that has been applied to prosecute Karen, to cover up the murder, to protect certain people, to prosecute Aiden. I think that that's definitely something more than just a family who you know, has a few people around the neighborhood that like him. You know what I mean?
And I think you nailed it. Aiden is on to, and Karen, but Aiden in particular in his reporting, some kind of like nepotistic, like good old boys network in Norfolk County.
Right.
And when you try to take those machines on,
and it runs deep, man. Like it runs deep. I've seen good old boy bullshit, but this is like embedded. Like we're talking. I mean, I'm talking beyond centuries old embedded. I would say like those roots run deep. I think as old as some of those buildings. Yeah.
And it's why I don't know Matt Damon, although obviously like my mom walks in those circles. I think I met him one time. I don't remember, frankly. It was a lot. Anyway, the point is I'm a little frustrated because Matt Damon may not realize that what he actually has with this story is the continuation of Black Mass. Literally. Like this, like because Whitey flipped on the Angulos. The Angulos were the patriarchist men in Boston. The state police were mad about that. The head of the state police worked in the 1990s at Wonderland Racetrack after he left the state police, taking off-track bets for the Angulos. So think about the real reason that the state police were mad at Whitey. It was because he flipped on the Angulos. And the FBI, ever since, I think, has been trying to hold the state police accountable. Because the reason the FBI was so shady towards the state police, and they still are, is because they don't trust them.
Okay,
you take on the state police in this state. I've never seen anyone do it successfully until Turtleboy. It took him like 10 years, but he did it. I don't even think he probably knew when that Leah Genduso stuff broke out. I don't think he even knew. We call it bathtub. That's what I call it because she says bathtub sometimes. But the point is, I don't even think he knew. I don't think anyone could have known what he was actually onto. Okay? You know what I'm talking about? Nobody could have. How would you have known?
He's not thinking about that. He wasn't thinking about that, I don't think.
One little bathtub, ladies and gentlemen, can set the world aflame. You don't understand.
It can. You're absolutely right. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Why?
So think about it. But go ahead.
No, please.
Oh, going back to April 2023. So in terms of Aiden's motion to dismiss, this is covering, just so people understand, going into tomorrow. Originally, Aiden was charged with 16 felonies in Stoughton District Court. Now, you can get charged with a felony by criminal complaint. Then the complaint can get what's called bound over by indictment. Those 16 charges were bound over on December 20th, 2023 via indictment in Norfolk Superior Court. There were some things that happened, and then there were 3 more charges that were added by criminal complaint that led to a bail revocation. At the end of the bail revocation, one of the charges was null pros. 2 of them were bound over by a grand jury, bringing us up to 18. Jump forward a year, and there was the window shop incident. That leads to 2 more felony charges that were done by criminal complaint, no bail revocation that time, and then subsequently bound over by indictment, bringing us up to 20. But intervening during that point was an initial motion to dismiss heard before Judge Peter Krupp, who's in the damn Epstein files because in 2011 he was representing a Russian spy and got 0.9% of Green Jets, which was an Epstein company. Don't get me started.
Stay with me here, Grant. Stay with me, buddy. Come on, let's.
But no, that ruling is actually incredibly important because in Judge Krupp's ruling, which was cited in the civil case against Aiden and Karen, Judge Krupp throws out 6 of the charges, keeps 10 of them. Okay. Then 2 more of them get null pros. Okay. So if you're keeping track, we're now down from 20 to about 12. And that is where we are now. So it's a case that goes back to 2023, where there are 12 remaining felony indictments for WI, mostly related to the McAlberts, okay, and the rolling rally and things like that. And the question is, on a renewed motion to dismiss, whether the grand jury in the fall of 2023 by Ken Mello the former special prosecutor who has since been arrested for threatening to stab a nurse in a parking lot. I'm not kidding you. This actually happened.
I went over it.
Okay.
I went over it.
So whether that grand jury by that prosecutor who's not on the case anymore because there's a new special prosecutor who used to be a judge who's heard cases involving some of the people involved in this, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so whether that original grand jury was compromised under one of three standards, De Benedetto, Odell, or McCarthy, and whether one, Ken Mello, who's not even on the case anymore and just doesn't respond to things, it can't, and I don't even think he's around. He's charged with a crime. Whether he engaged in like a legitimate grand jury, whether him and Brian Tolley manipulated evidence or defrauded the grand jury, whether there was information that was told to the grand jury in what's called a charging instruction that was invalid, like, and you must understand, like, God bless the man's soul. Like, we're not dealing with people with like full decks. This is not like a very high level, like, conspiracy, I promise you. Okay, it's kind of just like you wake up in the morning and like imagine
they do seem kind of stupid, don't they? Like, doesn't Proctor seem like the dumbest guy on the planet?
Okay, so just imagine if you woke up in the morning and you just were like, let's just wing it, like, fuck it, like, let's just do it at the last minute.
That's what it seemed like.
That's what it is. So there's no plan. It's more like, oh, damn, we got to do something. Fuck, we probably should put a thing together like right now.
I completely agree. Like, that's exactly how the cover up for John O'Keefe. I think it was. I think.
Oh, that I agree.
I think that this had a lot to do with it.
Yes! I like it.
And then they put everything in motion, but there was a lot of planning going on for just a couple of hours, and that shit was catered. That's what I think. That's my personal opinion.
And listen, I can't get Mr. Bettero's mind. I listen to his interviews sometimes, but if you look at just like the amount of outstanding like discovery, like just the way this case is being like approached, I don't see how it can go to trial. Okay, like procedurally, this is a cluster F. It's one of the strangest.
You could say fuck here. We don't. I don't
it was more
here.
Oh, I understand. It was more like what's the best way to explain it? It was.
Yeah, sorry guys. Grant's frozen right now. I don't know if he can hear me, but so while we're waiting for Grant to come back, I am going to I just had an idea. I'm going to like make your messages interesting when you donate, and I'm after Grant leaves, I'll start reading them out loud. I can't guarantee that I like Aiden does. I can't guarantee what Aiden does. We'll just read them all, but I'll just go through. But let's make a thing out of reading them out loud. We've never done that before, so.
I'm sorry I dropped there, Will. I have a satellite connection, so it's pretty stable, but not 100%.
No, it's all good, man. Happens to the best of us.
But yeah, I was just saying, I think the weakness here is you might remember a former colleague of Aiden, just some woman. I think you call her Krusty. She like one time she's been out to get Aiden. Like, I think she's like Helga Pataki. She secretly loves Aiden, but she's out to get him. And when she stopped working,
you don't spend that much energy on someone unless you look right. I agree. It's all in the actions, man. It's all in the actions.
Yep. And in about 2020, Aiden and Kate was trying to take Aiden down by like getting his channel removed from YouTube. So she did a fake copyright strike on him. Now, if you know anything about YouTube copyright, if you submit a claim, that's not enough. If the person counters the claim, you have to submit proof that you sued the person in federal district court.
Right.
A copyright board complaint is not enough. You have to sue them in federal district court, and it can get removed to federal district court even if you go before the copyright board. You have to show this. Kate, in a formal legal proceeding that YouTube administers, submitted a fake federal court filing to try to get Aiden's channel taken down in 2020. That was leading up to this. Now, 2023, imagine a situation where a prosecutor gives someone like that the ability to basically in secret quarterback a prosecution. And now you understand. It's like someone who thinks they know what they're doing, but really is an idiot. And that's why that's the prosecution of Aiden Carney. It's real. It absolutely weaponized the resources of the justice system and probably private resources we don't even know about yet.
Now, I find that actually brings me to the which I'm probably going to go over at some point. The Alan Jackson argument for Karen's phones the other day, and Cosgrove going up against him after that, which obviously there's no going up against Alan Jackson. But it was just very. I found that to be very telling, because just a very simple logical argument on behalf of Karen having the right to her phones, and how absurd that the special prosecutor from another case wants them and is holding them. Like, that is very, very bizarre. But what it also did inadvertently, I don't know if Alan did that on purpose or not, because it wouldn't really serve much purpose except to the public, but he was arguing Aiden's case and how absurd that is in its own way. It's like the resources that are being put towards this man even being a special prosecutor, he should be removed from this shit completely. And that's the same argument for Aiden's case too. Like, he's in cahoots with Michael Morrissey. Michael Morrissey is no longer, the DA's office isn't even an entity that's involved in the prosecution anymore. So why is special appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, like, what's his skin in the game here? What's he doing? Why is he moving forward with this? And every time he does it in almost a half-ass way. Like, you hear him, he's got a whole, he sounds like he's in full fuck it mode. Like, he sounds like he's in fuck it mode. Like, that's what it sounds like to me every time I hear him.
I was there. I was there. Yeah, I think
you're always there. Yeah.
Well, that one was special because Alan called me GSE. That was pretty cool. He was like, "Hey, GSE, how you doing?" I was like, "Hi, Mr. Jackson, how you doing?"
AJ's just the coolest, man.
He's got. So here's the thing. We'll talk about that later. Let's get back to the hearing the other day. So while I'm in the hearing, I'm waiting for Cosgrove to leave. Now, if you don't know the tradition, the media, we kind of like move as a pack. Okay, like, we're all gonna stand in one place and we're gonna wait for you. Power in numbers. All right. And then we're like cats. Like, if you want us to do something, you got to tell us all to do it. All right. Well, Christina Rex was not at the Karen cell phone hearing the other day because she was down in Plymouth covering Lindsay Clancy's case. So when I was at the courthouse, all my colleagues left after Alan and Karen left, and I couldn't convince anyone to stay to wait for Robert Cosgrove. Normally Christina would stay, Christina Rex with Channel 4, then I'll gobble it. She asked me to like gobble at her like a turkey. I'll gobble. She runs over. Then her cameraman comes and we film Robert Cosgrove. That's a tradition. Don't ask me why. It's weird. What do you want from me? You know, I can't make it.
It's a formula. It works. You know, stick with it.
So
who are we to question Colonel Sanders?
Instead of Christina Rex, my loyal, venerated ally, with me, I'm standing there alone. And who but Robert Cosgrove and Mark Diller come out after an hour? Wow, almost 3,000. Well, we're taking names.
I'm not even sure. Like, I'm not even sure how accurate these are, because like there's a lot of people keeping tally. Apparently, I'm just kind of highlighting them, but some of them are pretty consistent. So, yeah. but I'm not keeping tally. I'm just kind of watching the chat for people. So those of you who are keeping tally, thank you. I really appreciate it. It's really helpful.
But yeah, Diller comes out with Cosgrove. So to bring this all into one neat little bow, what if there has been an effort to keep alive a case that is meritless, vindictive, and solely for the purposes of tormenting Aiden Carney so that Kate Peter will feel better about her
and
work
shutting up and shutting him up. Right.
But I don't think, I need to be direct. I don't think just the witnesses could have pulled this off. I think they were the impetus, the people who were trying to silence him. But I think this took some apparatus.
I think it's a who you know kind of situation. I think they know people with influence, but I mean, to go this far with it, there has to be something very valuable involved. There has to be something that somebody is afraid of, or they are getting something very valuable out of it in order to put forth this many resources, and not just this many taxpayer resources, but also ruining their reputation systematically the more they move forward with it. Everyone is looking at this and looking at Michael Morrissey, Robert Cosgrove, looking at Ken Mello, looking at Adam Lally, looking at Hank Brennan, like they're all complete and totally utter unethical shitbags because they know what they're doing is wrong. It's bizarre.
Who's spending the money? So who's doing it? That's what I've wondered all along. Individually, respectively, not to mention combined, have more resources through the support of the folks like the folks donating today to fight this battle than almost anyone else because they need it. But if you looked on paper, you'd say, well, okay, the Karen Reed trial, there was a big budget, but like, look at what Cosgrove has been paid in total. Okay. It's not that much, like $120,000 over 3 years or 2 years since he's been on. Okay. Who is actually paying for this? And why are there so many random team, like people on social media with connections to Somerville and Medford and South Boston, faking constantly 24 hours a fucking day?
You always follow the money to get to the truth. You always follow the money to get to the truth, for sure. And I agree with you.
Paying for it. It's
Michael Morrissey doesn't have the money. He doesn't have the money. No, somebody is kicking up the money to Michael Morrissey so he could put the money where it goes. Somebody's funding,
or they're paying directly.
Yeah, or they're paying directly. Right. I mean, it makes no sense. Why are the House defendants making money? So much money, getting huge thousands and thousands of dollars of anonymous donations. I have
a better question. Why does someone like Matt McCabe,
when nobody publicly seems to be supporting them,
why does somebody like Matt McCabe, whose company Elevate sets up fusion centers for Congress, one contract? I think we talked about this one. They also have a contract to reduce kill chain latency for the 805th Shadow Squadron out at Nellis. All right. Okay. What is a person who has had high-level appropriations from the federal government and probably has security clearances doing, okay, in this orbit? And who was actually funding all of this? And why did Kate Peter in February or March of 2024 bring me to a Chick-fil-A parking lot when I first was involved in this case on the other side, both cases, and show me an envelope full of cash that then Christy Citroni went on to confirm when she was doing her quadruple agent thing, although it's clear she's working with those
would
people
you
too.
Let me stop you right there. Would you put your hand on a Bible and testify in a courtroom that actually happened?
Yes. And if you
that Kate Peter showed you in a Chick-fil-A parking lot an envelope full of cash.
Yes.
And then what happened after that?
Well, what happened was that was February or March of 2024. And so we were sitting in the car and Kate and I were talking. She was like screening me. And we were it was near Brockton because I went to In Good Health that day because the weed's cheap where the rent is cheaper for the dispensaries. So I went to In Good Health and we met at some Chick-fil-A off 128. I don't know, somewhere fucking down near like Brockton. Fuck if I know. Near 24 in the split. I don't fucking remember. So anyway, I can remember like we were in this bay of parking spaces where I was looking at the Chick-fil-A, and it was probably like 50 feet away. And so anyway, Kate's like sitting to my right. I think she came over into my car, and I'm just kind of sitting with the key, like the car off, and we're talking. About an hour in, she's like, I'm expecting a white Toyota Corolla to come here and meet me. They're just going to give me something. So I'm like, okay. And I'm not thinking much about that shit. And so the car gets there. I don't see it because I just look over at Kate as she gets out of the car that she's sitting in with me. She disappears for like 2 minutes, maybe 3 to 4. And she comes back. She sits down in the passenger seat, opens a white envelope. It had no writing on it. And inside was a green thank you card and with yellow lettering that just said thank you. She flipped it open. Inside, there was no writing other than the standard writing on the card. And there were like $400 or $500 bills, 4 or 5 50s, and then like 10 20s. And I was checking the bills to see if the serial numbers were in sequence, and they weren't, because I was going to try to memorize them if they were. Because that could have told me where they came from.
And I remember, I think you were with Lindsay maybe, but I remember there was a confrontation.
No, hold on.
No, wait. What I'm saying is maybe it was a different occasion. It was a different occasion where you had a confrontation with Kate Peter, and there was an envelope involved in that conversation.
I
remember
was like
that vaguely.
Yeah, that was like 2 years later in front of Dedham District Court. No, the reason I say this timeline's important is you're not wrong. It was actually Kate Peter, like a week later, who brought me over to Lindsay's.
Right. Okay. But you said 2024, though.
Yeah, this was, I'd say, March of 2024.
Okay. So you said that the confrontation with Kate happened 2 years later. It is 2 years later.
Yeah, that okay. So that in front of
but I remember because I remember I went over that. That was at least a year ago. At least a year ago.
Yeah, I'd say fall, summer 2025. So 18 months after I first met Kate, but that was way down the line. It wasn't close to the Chick-fil-A, is what I was pointing out there.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so
the Chick-fil-A thing happened before that.
Yes, that
like
happened
long before that.
I first found this case in like the summer of 2023, not because of Karen. Almost 3,000. Excellent job, guys. But because Brian Riccio, who's dead now, whatever you may think of him when he was alive, God rest his soul.
I didn't know the guy. I hear people say horrible things about him, but they say it's deserved. I don't know.
Yeah, he was aggressive. He said a lot of.
Watch the chat. The chat's gonna be like, he was a piece of shit. Fuck that guy. Watch.
Yes.
Like every time I hear that guy's name, that's what happens.
Yeah, and I have to oftentimes like talk about people who, when they were alive, did intense things, but I still try to remember they're dead, and so I just keep that in mind. But anyway, Brian, it's actually only because of Brian Riccio that, ironically, we ended up here. Because of Brian Riccio posting one video of Aiden with a bullhorn outside court, I, like 3-4 months later, went to some of the hearings.
Keep talking. I can hear you. I'm just going to make you more. Yeah. No. You. Oh, I know what to do here. Hold on. I remember. Hold on. I think it's this one. There we go.
Yep. So while you're doing your thing, I went, big towel. I went to some of the hearings in the fall of 2023, and I managed to sort of try to piece together what was going on. But immediately, within 2 months of me going to the first hearing that I went in person for Turtleboy in December of 2023, Kate Peter moved. Like, she was on me. I forget how she made the first approach. I did not want to be in her Discord. She tried to send me a Discord invite link. I told her I don't know what Discord is, I'll admit that I intentionally misled Kate Peter by telling her I didn't know what Discord was, because I was not clicking that link. No chance. I know exactly what you can do when you get someone's Discord token, and I know exactly how you can, etc. I have very good OPSEC. I wasn't clicking that link if my life depended on it. I never clicked on a single link she ever sent me because I know exactly how that stuff works, and I never let her near any of my devices. Anyway, my point is, so Kate Peter reaches out to me, and that's how I think in hindsight I came to figure out who was kind of coordinating this. Not only the envelope of cash in the Chick-fil-A, but also just that she moved around me immediately to try to make me hate Aiden and hate Karen, irrationally dislike them. And it wasn't just her. You got to understand, she has this like very small cult following that they all like to like create fake identities. They love LARPing. I don't like, if you LARP for a living, you either like are doing intel work or you're like a pred hunter, which is a noble profession, or you're like out of your mind. If you spend most of your day LARPing with fake accounts on the internet, you're out of your mind. If you do that to get into people's lives for information, you're either on contract or out of your mind, or both. And the four things that people look for these type of people that like would do this: mental instability, disaffected former employee, desire for wealth, and ideology. And that's where I think this all came from, because the people who surrounded me in the like spring, winter of 2024, a lot of these people are central now and popping up as, although they were like pro Karen or pro Aiden or both for some point in time, are now the opposite. And were never actually pro Karen and pro Aiden. That's the difference. I was authentically believing what I believed on the other side. I was just being heavily manipulated. The people who have flipped from pro Karen and pro Aiden or one or the other to the other side, they were the operatives. And that's how that worked. They got really close to both of those movements. And they almost told me about it. I tried to, they were, so I'm very like unassuming. If I authentically believe what I believe, I'm going to come into your world and expect you to do the same. And they couldn't keep it up. They could not keep it up at all. Hey, 3,000. Congratulations.
Hell yeah, man. That's amazing. Yeah. It's interesting because like I always liked you. Like you would do shit. Like I would, my live streams, I'd always be like, I can't help it. I like the guy. And like,
when you won, when you won me over, even when I disagreed with you on a lot of things. One time when you didn't know I was watching or you were streaming, you just were talking to your chat and somebody like said something that was bigoted or something. And you were like, all right, listen, I don't really care about who people love. Like you want, like, as long as it's not a kid or an animal, like, I don't care. And you were like, you said that to the chat. It was like 2 years ago. And I was like, you know what? All right. He's all right.
Yeah. I mean, right on. Cool. That's first. That would be that. But yeah, no, that's great. I just feel like I have like a pretty good instinct for people with good hearts, I felt like you were you just kind of needed a tight for lack of a better term, kind of calibrate a little bit on the right things to be able to get in the right path of, okay, this is actually making more sense. Because I would watch it and be like, man, I'd hear him start to talk and he's making sense. Some of the stuff, man, he's really, really good at what he's doing. And then you'd go off about something that was just completely and totally like not even believable, and I was like, what's happening here? But I felt like I was like, man, all it takes is for him to just like get in a groove, just get in the groove in the right place. And, and I feel like that's what you've been doing. You've been, man, your tweets have been amazing. I've never
seen that level. Oh, I was just going to say, I've never seen that level of psychological manipulation. I've been around. I have. In politics, I covered the regulatory apparatus in this state. I've seen people manipulate me. Like some government officials at the Cannabis Commission, 2 of them didn't like one of the other ones. They tried to get me to plant questions at a press conference so they could use the answer against the other one to take her out and get her fired. I've seen shit like that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Right. And I was like, okay, you know, all right, government. Like, all right, you high schoolers.
It's
like,
gotta make you so mad. Like, that would make me so mad. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
and that's the thing. And I genuinely.
And it's insulting. It's like, you, dude, like, you're asking me to do something. Like, do you even know the kind of shit that I think about all day? Like, but I'm not going to do that.
But this is the analogy. I genuinely believed that when these two government officials came to me and said, listen, the chair is like X, Y, and Z, and we just need you, like, she's bad news. I believed them. And when I found out they manipulated me, well, let's just say they didn't make it through their terms at the Cannabis Control Commission. And then the state legislature passed a bill that shrunk the size of the agency. So, you know, let's play ball.
Yeah.
But my point is, by analogy, when they did that to me in the Karen Reed and Turtleboy cases, it wasn't a single moment that I had the epiphany, but when my heart sank when I realized I had been manipulated. And they would get around me, not just one person, like 10, 20, and they would say things about the case so that I would be in this frame of mind where I would not listen to what Aiden or Karen or their lawyers or anyone was saying. I was only thinking I should ignore everything. I should tune it out and just think that they're guilty. It was psychological manipulation.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's like their methods on, let's say, X. It's not, hey, look, this is why this is this, and this is why this is that, blah, 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 and actually take facts and do that. Their method is, look at this person. He's a woman beater. Look at this person. His teeth are fucked up. Look at this person. You know what I mean? Like, this is all it ever is, you know? And you're like, okay, like, it doesn't matter. Like, all you're doing is making us go, okay, it's validating us. You know what I mean?
That type of character assassination or blackmail is very linked to the intelligence community. I don't believe we are dealing with the intelligence community. I think we are dealing with what's called private.
I have to agree with you there. I refuse to describe what we're dealing with here as intelligent. I refuse to.
No, it's not. And you also got to imagine, like, so say, this is the way I think of it. If you are doing contract, like any business, if you're doing contracted intelligence work, what does that mean? Spying on people, getting in their lives, learning about them. Okay. You would probably offer a menu of services.
Doing what you have to gather information and report it. Right.
Yes. We have our A team. You got to pay like $75,000 a day. We got our B team. You know, we'll give it to you like $10,000 a day. We got the C team. We could probably do a monthly rate. It's going to be like $30,000. We got the D team. Now, listen, if you're really stretched, like, we can roll it out for probably like $20,000 a month for you. But like, that's going to be a very limited set of assets we can deploy. See what I'm saying?
Jesus.
Yeah. Welcome to America.
Yeah, 20K might have been a long shot for 3 hours, but you know, I'll be happy. Like, whatever we have at 9 p.m. is still amazing, man. You guys coming together and just, you know, digging in your pockets for whatever you can just to support Turtleboy, because, you know, the mighty one, they don't call him that for nothing, and he's going to argue a hell of a great motion tomorrow, and we're all gonna watch it. I wish I could be there for it.
You do not want to miss this. If there's such a thing as appointment viewing, it is whatever the hell Robert Cosgrove's going to say tomorrow, and then more importantly, whatever Mark Betterow is going to say. This is like a year and 6 months in the making. Betterow's been waiting to be able to argue this. It should not take 18 months to get a hearing on a motion. I'm sorry.
It's not. None of this makes sense. None of it. Like, how long they had Aiden's phones was insane. It was insane. Like, I will never, ever forget. I was on a stream with Melody Little, and I'll never forget. We were going over the arrest affidavit, the warrant application, I believe it was, from Michael Proctor in the Walsh case. And in the warrant application, you could see that he's like, he gave over his phone, and then we gave it back to him 24 hours later. Aiden's in Melody's chat, and he goes, "Fuck." It's all bad.
Well, but
I will never ever forget that. I mean, because like I felt for him that it sucked. You know what I mean? But it was also, if you saw it in a movie, you'd be cracking up.
Oh yes, and you know
really
what
funny.
makes it even more frustrating when you start reading the documents in Karen's case. You know why they kept her first phone for so long?
Spite to be assholes.
Well, Michael Proctor's like potential, like, you know, sexual proclivities aside, they were gray keying it. Do you know what that is?
No, what is that?
It's the same thing I think they're doing to Karen's phones now, and that's why they won't return it. So in 2012, there was, do you remember that really disgusting attack out in California? 2 people in San Bernardino, like, just shot a bunch of people. It was disgusting. It was like in 2014. It was a long time ago. And you might say, well, what's the relevance? Oh, sorry. I don't know if that was
Not you. No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
It was to somebody in the chat who knows exactly who it was for.
Okay. So in San Bernardino, these people had iPhones, and they were bad. They were terrorists. And the FBI said to Apple, "Give us a backdoor into your OS right now." And Apple was like, "No, thank you. Like, we trade on the integrity of our OS. We're not giving you a backdoor into the phones." And the government was like, "But Apple, if we put the wrong password in 5 times, this is going to reset and wipe those fucking devices. And we're not going to be able to charge the terrorists." And so Apple and the federal government, in an agreement, created Gray Key. Basically, Gray Key allows you.
I have heard about this before.
There you
Sorry
go.
to interrupt, but go ahead.
There you
Please
go.
continue, though. But continue.
I saw the light bulb turn on.
You're refreshing my memory now a little bit, but please continue. Don't stop there.
Yes, Your Honor, may I approach the witness and refresh his recollection? So in any event, the Gray Key software comes up, and the FBI and
I think I heard somebody on Rogan talking about this.
Yeah,
Like-
it's not classified, and I probably wouldn't talk about it if it was. It's not classified. It is out there, but it's very hard to learn about for good reason. But it comes up during Karen's trial, and who knows, it will come up in Aiden's trial. So the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security and the DOJ make this deal with Apple where they and they alone can try as many inputs on that password as they want, and it will not reset the device. Now, that is called a brute force dictionary-based attack. Why? Because you have a dictionary, quote unquote, of numbers, okay? You run them all, every fucking one of them. It's called a brute force attack, where you literally have so many combinations of numbers that it takes you years to put them all in. You see where this is going?
Not really.
Digits, you should probably make it longer. Because the way math works is a set of permutations for 4 digits is a fuck ton smaller than the set of numbers that can be generated when you have 5 digits. And it's even fucking harder when it's 6, 7, 8, 9. There is no reason to have a phone password that is less than like 7 to 9 characters. Second of all, when you are brute forcing, let's assume the password is 6 characters, 6 numbers. You're looking with quantum computing, like the feds could probably do it in a month. The state police need to use what we have, which is mostly commercially available technology. You could put a fuck ton of computer power, processing power. You need like CPU resources and you need RAM, you could put all that shit in a RAID 0 setup. Like, I'm talking more powerful processing and storage and RAM than you could have across any single computer civilian use. And it would still take you like probably 9 to 12 months. So assuming you're using like traditional resources, like a single computer with an i9, maybe 16 to 32 gigs of RAM, and, you know, etc., that's going to take you 2 to 3 years to break a 6-character password. I'm generalizing. And that's what is going on. That's why Karen's phones, I think, are still being held. They're trying to brute force them before Morrissey leaves office.
I mean,
you don't need a search warrant. You don't need a search warrant to brute force.
Which would give them the incentive to do it, because it seems far-fetched until you explain it like that. You know what I mean?
Ran these on. They already did this to Karen's phones during her first trial. If you read some of the documents from Karen's first trial, it says how Michael Proctor and Yuri and Tully would wake up every day wondering if the gray key was going to send them an alert that her phone was hacked. It's a hack.
Wait, say that one more time.
Oh, say it again. You broke up.
Say that one more time. What you just told me.
So in Karen's trial, I'm sure Alan Jackson or David Yannetti knows this offhand, but I could find the documents too. In Karen's first trial, there's a document where it says Michael Proctor and Brian Tully and Yuri would wake up every day and text each other like excited to find out if the gray key had brute forced Karen's first two phones.
So there's actual documentation where they're saying that they're saying that they actually did use gray key.
Yeah, they gray keyed her first phone. I'm sure she would tell you that.
Well, then, yeah, of course, that makes perfect sense that they would do that with the next one, with the one that she has now. Of course, that makes perfect sense. And
I know,
and Cosgrove is just stalling.
Yeah, and Cosgrove is, in my opinion, and I know people are going to get concerned, but this is why you should be donating to Aiden. I think Cosgrove is trying to indict again with a fresh case, Aiden and Karen, that he's going to hand over to Deitch and try to force Deitch to recuse himself from.
Huh.
That's their last play. That is their last play. That's the only play they have left. They're desperate. And listen, if you
they have to be desperate. They have no case.
But
it's insane. This has been stall after stall after stall.
A grand jury in Massachusetts, unlike some other states, is ex parte. The only person in the grand jury, other than the grand jurors and the witnesses, is the prosecutor. No judge, no opposing counsel, no defendant. Getting a fake grand jury indictment is the easiest thing in the world. Even if you know you're going to sandbag it, just getting it by lying to jurors is very possible. It happens all the time.
Wow.
But yeah, you could, if you want to keep me till like 8, I'll give, if you need like an hour to do your like part of this, I'll go to bed because I'll go in tomorrow, but I can answer some more questions. We're up to almost 4,000. You guys are doing great. God bless all of you.
For sure. Ray's
happy to answer all your questions. I was going to, hey, Ray's the best. Ray's awesome. Ray, much like you, Will, even when I had a different opinion, listened and, you know, got me to, I think, where I am, not because he told me what to think, but because he listened to what I had to say and like questioned me about whether certain things made sense.
Yeah, no, yeah, Ray's great. He was, yeah, I had my girl hanging out with me for a few days, and he wanted me to go on his show, but because that was happening, I couldn't, you know, commit to a day. But Ray, reach out, man. Anytime you want to do that, we could do that.
I'd even do a panel with you and Ray. That would be great. We'd have a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, you guys are amazing, man. Been here not even 2 hours and have raised, how much was that last one?
3,447 or so.
Wow. Yeah. So almost $3,500. Unreal.
And I was gonna answer questions if they got to 500. They got to almost 3,500 in like an hour and a half. So God bless you all. You really all do come out in support. And you should realize, unlike most criminal cases, Aiden is not fighting charges. Aiden is fighting the system. And most people don't have a big enough platform to fight the system and live, not to mention fight the system and bring attention to what they did wrong.
Grant is spitting absolute facts. This is this is very, very, very important. Because Aiden is like Grant is saying here, this is bigger than just him beating these charges. This is an entire local government, just like Karen Reed. He's fighting the very same people that Karen Reed was fighting, the very same monster that Karen Reed was fighting. And Karen Reed had a full team, of rock star lawyers. Now Aiden has rock star lawyers, but he's only got a pair of them right now. So he's got a big fight ahead of him here.
And the irony of this is the point the whole time has been to bring down the people responsible for this because of how many cases it spans. And as much as people may say that Turtleboy's methods are brash, okay, so were Howard Stern's. Who has created more effective social change in the context of governmental corruption, Howard Stern or Aiden Carney?
Aiden Carney. Aiden Carney. $5 challenge. Okay.
Definitely. And that's a really good way to think about it. Actually, people don't understand. The easiest thing in the world to do is sell out for money and do vacuous bullshit with your talent.
Right.
To actually fight against the powers that be means you don't get any of that. They fucking hate you. For example, my mother hangs out with Michael Proctor's uncle.
They're trying to ruin you.
Yeah. No, I don't give a shit. It was so funny.
No. What I'm saying is when you try to fight the system and when you're trying to fight corruption and these big superpowers, their easy go-to is to ruin you, to ruin your reputation. Yep.
Then let me tell you exactly how it works, because this is not even 1/100th of what Aiden went through. Aiden was actually arrested and is facing felony charges. So when I started critiquing, when I shifted my perspective on Karen Reed, the Karen Reed case, when I started talking about the Mystery Man, when I shifted my perspective on Aiden's case, there was a drastic change. It wasn't when I was talking about Sandra Birchmore. It wasn't when I was talking about that cover-up. But when I started changing my tune on Karen Reed and Aiden Carney, immediately, I will not go into details, but I was threatened. I was threatened in this way. If you do not stop, we, I'll speak generally, will humiliate you. We will use the court system to humiliate you. And I was like, well, you can F yourself. That's low-level bullshit. Fuck you. And then when I still wouldn't play ball, it escalated in the past few weeks to, okay, we're going to disinherit you now. And my response, I shit you not, was, fuck you. I don't want that blood money anyway. Keep it.
Wow. Yeah, man. And I that must be hard because I know your mom she hates Aiden with a passion. I mean, she is.
And it's so weird because she always used to say, it's not about Turtleboy. It's not about Turtleboy. And I'd be like, I get the sense you hate him. And then she always used to talk about, and she always used to talk about the McAlberts. She seemed a little starstruck. And frankly, I was like, Brett, it's not come on.
She seems starstruck with the McAlberts, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? What do you? I didn't say it that way, but I was like, what the fuck do you care?
That's I could just, I'm visualizing that interaction, and it's surreal. It's surreal. It's very funny.
My point is, so listen, my mother, just so people understand this, she in the 90s okay, she was very prominent. She met my dad in the Middlesex DA's office in the 80s. My dad was actually on the task force that spied on the Angelos.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom's from down the lake.
Wow.
The lake's a nice part of Newton. Shout out Emily C. But anyway, so that was an odd couple to begin with. But my mom in the 90s was very prominent. She was on like Montel. She was on the Donahue Show. She was on Power of Attorney. She knew Dominic Barbera. She was in Page Six. She was dancing on tables and getting in trouble for it. It was hilarious. So anyway, I know when you get in Page Six because you're
okay, Wendy Murphy,
on the fucking tables.
Okay, Wendy Murphy.
Page Six people are following you around. Like maybe you shouldn't be dancing on tables. Somebody's gonna find that Page Six article. I'm not. There is a Page Six article from, I don't know, the late 90s or early 2000s about Wendy Murphy dancing on a table in some nightclub. And she got in a lot of trouble for that. It was very embarrassing. Anyway,
wow.
Try to embarrass me, will you? But my point is, I got a long memory. My point is, so she became very prominent. And, you know, by like 2009, like she was like down in Mar-a-Lago with like Mr. President. He wasn't Mr. President then. But like she was very good friends with Miss Bill O'Reilly, and you know, me and my grandpa, and you know, I met Mr. President, and Grampy met Mr. President. They talked for like 3 hours, and you know, my mom was a mover and a shaker, but it didn't really make sense because, you know, so God bless her heart, like she tries, but like I've always believed she's actually subverting the feminist movement because her argument about the Equal Rights Amendment is just facially wrong. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Hold, please.
Sure.
That's very bad. That's very bad. I'm going to hope that's a false alert. When you hear that dinging, that's bad. That's a bad sign.
Oh, what does that mean? What does it mean?
That means missiles are falling on Israel, which is not good.
Oh, okay. Yikes. Yeah, you've been doing great. You've been doing great work covering that too, man.
Oh, thank you. But just to close up that story, so my mother got very influential, and her arguments and like positions were never very like sound or important. She just was like always in the orbit of powerful people. I don't know why. I never asked too many questions. I don't care, frankly, but I do know that those people are definitely involved in this. Because why the fuck else would she care so much? She doesn't have any loyalty to the fucking McAlberts, but she's got loyalty to certain people, and I'm thinking they all roll in the same circles. Frankly, I don't know why they're doing this. The feds are hunting. The block is hot in the terminology of the youngins. All right, so I don't know what these people are doing. I can't say nothing. I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know what the government is. Never heard of it. I wasn't ever recruited by the DOJ, and I certainly didn't turn them down.
Wow. Yeah.
With
man.
that, Will, I'll leave you to your third hour. That was interesting. I'm gonna go monitor these missiles now. Best of luck to Turtleboy tomorrow. I will be there. Towel News will be covering it. My motion to cover it got granted. If you'd like to take my feed, by all means do. If you're going to cover it live, Will, you have permission. I don't think I'll have the best feed. I think there will be cameras there from the stations, but we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, GSE, folks. Grant Smith Ellis, thanks for joining us, man. I really appreciate it. It's great having you on here, man. It means a lot.
Save the goats.
Have a great night.
See you all later.
Yes, sir. Grant Smith Ellis, everybody. Yes, dude. So we got about an hour left. Let's see if we can hit 5,000. Can we do 5,000? Can we at least hit 5,000, folks? Can we set a goal for 5K? I got an idea here. Let's see. So what I'm going to do here is now we went over this before, but I want to revisit it because I think there's a lot to unpack from this. Sorry, guys. 1 second. All right. I want to watch this again because it's this is just kind of brilliant.
Next matter does not have a docket number.
But before we do that, actually, I want to read. Let's in Turtle Boy tradition. Let's read some turtle chats. You guys want to read some turtle chats? Let's read some turtle chats. Let's see here. Anonymous giver sent $25 saying free Turtle Boy. Props to the Glare for fundraising. Lori Johnson said $40. Says always will support Aiden's cause. Kelly sent $50. Says Glare fundraiser giving in spite of Cryford and BLT. I love it. You, yes.
What could be more egregious?
I agree, Bob. I agree. Shadows of Salem, $10. Free Turtle Boy, First Amendment. Stupid April, $10. Glare fundraiser, anonymous giver, $50. Glare fundraiser, expose the real McMurderers. Yes, anonymous giver, $50. Glare fundraiser, expose the real McMurderers. You did that twice. I love it. Susan Griffin, $20. First Amendment, we got you, Daddy. Double McDouble, $50 for the Glare's fundraiser. Maria Scali, $20 just cause Aiden is fight for me to keep flapping my big mouth. Exactly. Thank you so much. Glare fundraiser donated $10. Free Turtle Boy. I didn't. That was just somebody named their shit Glare fundraiser. PD10, PD and Tennessee, short for Tennessee, $20. Glare fundraiser. Anonymous giver, $5 from the Glare stream. You can have my coffee money for tomorrow. LOL. Free speech isn't free, baby. Wish I had millions, but I don't. Oh, don't worry about it, man. That's amazing. Thank you. Bets fam, $50. Glare is a bully and forced me to donate. Miss Jenny J, free the turtle, $100. A hundo. Glare for real. I think that's what that says. And Carrie B, excuse me, geez, soda. Carrie B, $20. Love from Toronto. The world is watching. I love it. I'm Gumby Dammit. $25. Keep fighting the good fight, Gumby Dammit. Sandy Whitney sent $50. Glare fundraiser sending support from Sydney, Australia. Nancy Joe sent $100. Glare fundraiser, free Turtle Boy. Anonymous giver sent $25. Love it. And Casa sent $10. And says free Turtle Boy. Anonymous giver sent $25. Glare free Turtle Boy fundraiser. Thank you, Toots. $19. Glare. Catherine Ewald, $25. Free speech. Good luck tomorrow. And a little turtle and bicep emoji there. Glare fundraiser from anonymous giver, $5. The other Mary B sent $20. Says I was forced to donate. Hashtag free Turtle Boy. The Glare was right about the shoe. You better fucking believe it. All right. And there's more actually. So I wonder if I can get. I don't know if I'll read all these, but there we go. Picked up right. Oh no, hold on. That's another one that she sent. I'll get to that in a moment. Yo, Grant was fucking awesome, bro. That shit was great. Okay, I'm gonna probably be skipping a whole bunch of these, but I apologize. All donations are appreciated. I'm sorry if I don't read them all. Will Turtleboy, Karen De Pasquale, $50. Turtleboy was right. We'll donate again soon. Deanne B said $50. Glare fundraiser. Turtleboy was right. Great to see Grant on the right side. Anonymous giver, Glare fundraiser. Turtleboy was right. We ain't got no quit. Free Turtleboy. Kim's Ladybug. B Steel, $30. Free Turtleboy. Loving the Glare and Towel News Network mashup. Alexis C, $50. Listen, Turtle Dove, you're an inspiration and a hero. I am finally putting my money where my mouth is. Sending you many of God's blessings and strength from Minneapolis. We ain't got no quit. Anonymous giver sent $500 fucking dollars and says, Will forced me to do this. Free Turtleboy. Thank you, Anonymous giver, for that incredibly generous donation. And thank you all for any donations you give. They're all just as appreciated. But it's, man, you see a $500 one in there, man, you got to be like, hey. Because, that person's missing that $500. Chances are they're probably missing that $500 as much as, that person who's missing that $5 coffee for tomorrow. Kim Babalui, $35. Watching the Glares fundraiser. Thanks for defending free speech. Anonymous giver, $50. Listen here, Turtle. Keep on exposing everything. Christy the Brit, $10. Glare fundraiser. Turtleboy was right. Cryford and BLT are losers. Carla Brakowski, $25. No note. Anonymous giver, $10. Glare fundraiser. Jennifer Blake, $10. John T. Monagala, I can't say your name. It's the AGLE. Monagle. John T. Monagle. I said it right. It has to be the way you say it. Keep up the fight for free speech and for justice for John O'Keefe. Thank you, John. Robin Flickinger, $25. Will's fundraisers, Glare fundraiser, another one named the Glare fundraiser. Okay, $10. Fighting for all of us. Chelsea, Free the Turtle, $25. Tracy J, $25. Anonymous giver, $25. That's all help Aiden. He helps us to pitch in Glare. Anonymous giver, $25. Turtleboy was right. Anonymous giver, $25. My tip to the French cuffed professional, Mr. Pyle Esquire. Save the turtle, save the world. Dr. Jen Toxic. Superstition Man, $5. God bless you, Turtleboy. You are right. Will's fundraiser, $5. And don't forget, people, not only is Aiden facing jail time, but he's also facing a lawsuit. So he's got Bradle and Betterow for the civil stuff, but he's also got Pyle on top of all that. So keep that stuff in mind, guys. You guys are awesome. Alicia, $100. Thank you so much. Good luck. Keep fighting the good fight. Mary, $20. Thank you, Glare. Free Turtleboy. NK, $25. This has been going on for decades. My sister was killed by a drunk driver. His third offense, never got a thing because he was postmaster general and knew people. This has to stop. Turtleboy was right. It's my Sharon L, $25. Turtleboy was right most of the time. Okay. Free Turtleboy, $25. Let's go. Grizz Girl, $10. Glare fundraiser. Anonymous giver, $10. Glare fundraiser. Saul Goodman handles crime since journalism isn't one. Use this for real fight. Pretty fly for a Wi-Fi. Minnesota gal, $20. Aiden, you got this on your side. Next name will be Hero Daddy. Christine Wrench, $10. Thank you so much. Angel Girl, $25. Free Turtleboy Will's fundraiser. Anonymous giver, $50. Glare fundraiser, free Turtle Boy. Let's fucking go. Pixie Poo, $20. Glare fundraiser. Pile the poo on them tomorrow for free speech. That would be better, I think. Annie, 25 or $20. Turtle Boy was right. Glare fundraiser. Distracted therapist Kel, $50. Will's fundraiser. Matt McCabe reminds me of Donkey Lips from Salute Your Shorts. I don't know that. I don't know what that is, but just the name kind of made me laugh. Priscilla, $5 challenge on the Glare fundraiser. I'm with you, Turtle Boy. You got any fried chicken? And Weber, $10. Watching Glare and Grant support Turtle Boy is a great thing. Heidi, $50. Love the Grant and Glare duo. Free speech. Anonymous giver, $20. Okay, that's a fist. I thought it was a block of cheese. A friend gifted $25. Glare and Grant fundraiser. Next witness, $5. Challenge accepted. Deanne B, $5. Glare fundraiser. Melissa McCracken, $5 challenge. Good luck, Turtle. And all these $5 challenges. Thank you, Mary B, for that. The other Mary B for that idea. That was great. Tiffany Bob, $5. Anonymous giver, $20. Tiffany Bob says, I am a towel. I almost forgot to read that. Anonymous giver said, get him better, $20. Sarah Ellen, $5, says $5 challenge. Lizzie, fabulous, $20. Love my Aiden and Glare. Patricia White, $50. Anonymous giver, $20. The other Mary B, $5. Forced to accept the $5 challenge from the Glare. Donna Rash, $25. Glare fundraiser. Free Turtle Boy. Blueberry Girl, $5. Glare fundraiser. Squirrel, $5. Glare forced me. Anonymous giver, $5. Go Turtle, go. Free Turtle Boy. His airness in the chat. Anonymous giver, $5. Glare Turtle. Chris Mateas Gay, $15. Norma Vasquez, $5 challenge. Debbie, $25. Best of luck tomorrow. Steph, $10. Free Turtle Boy. Steph and Sue, the Ultra Maga Dog, $5. Free the Turtle. Mistake it. Glare fundraiser. So dope to see him and Grant together. TBWR $5 challenge. Mystic Virgo $25. Chris Matei is gay. Thanks, Will and Grant. Anonymous giver. A hundo. Glare sent me free Turtle Boy. I love it. Thank you so much. It's me, Sharon L. $5 from Will's collab from the towel. $5 challenge on that bitch. $10 Glare fundraiser. Hang in there, Turtle Boy. You were built for this fight. Free Turtle Boy. Kelly, $5 Glare fundraiser. Forced to donate $5. Amber, $25. Turtle Boy was right. Glare stream. Anonymous giver, $25. Glare. Anonymous giver, $25. Glare. Amanda, $5 Glare fundraiser. Sweet Sue, $20. Thank you, Glare, for doing this in Aiden's defense. Anonymous giver, $5. Freedom of speech for everyone. Free Turtle Boy. Columbo wannabe, $25. To Glare and Grant Smith Ellis. Free Turtle Boy fundraiser. Turtle Boy was right. Yes. Anonymous giver, $5. Fight the good fight. Go Turtle Boy. Anonymous giver, $25. Challenge accepted. I have a theory. No, I don't. I can't say that theory. We're gonna watch some of this, and then I'm gonna try to read some more. Even if we go past a little bit past 3 hours, we can do that. I just have other stuff I got to be doing later on tonight. But this has been fantastic. You guys have been fantastic. Has anybody? I haven't been looking at the chat. Has anybody dropped the tally recently? Almost 5K already. Wow. Can we get to 6? We got 45 minutes left. Can we get to 6K? Can we get to 6K? Yeah, man. I get, listen, man. I get $4,732 so far is what we got. Amazing. You guys are amazing. You guys are fucking amazing. And for those of you saying thank you for doing this and whatnot, this is just whatever. Like, I wanted to go live tonight, and I wanted to, get people hyped. I want people to go to the courthouse who are local. If I have any influence on that anymore, I want to be able to try to use it and get Turtleboy as much support as I can, because I am dying to hear Mark Betterow argue this Megamotion, and I really would love to be there for that, and I can't be there for that, and I just want to be able to do whatever I can to support Aiden. And I can't be there in person to support. So the best thing I can do is go over the shit tomorrow, share my thoughts, but see if we can get him a little give him a little cushion in the process. Kind of lighten his load a little bit as he's walking into the courtroom tomorrow. So that's all I could think to do here. So we got about 45 minutes left. We'll watch a little AJ in action in the meantime, because I talked about this before, but I have a little bit more of an thoughts on it.
But it's a matter of
And I love to see Mr. Whoa right there.
adding search warrant in the case of Commonwealth of Karen Reed.
Good morning, Your Honor. Excuse me. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Cosgrove for the Commonwealth. Good morning.
You got a phone. You got to take it outside the courtroom, please. And Mr. Cosgrove.
That's all you got to do to piss Doolin off.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Ben Herbalist for Miss Reed.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Alan Jackson on behalf of Miss Reed's interests.
Good afternoon.
Nice to see you.
Nice
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Evan Wolk on behalf of Miss Reed.
Okay.
Mr. Wolk.
Good afternoon. Let me just talk you up at sidebar just for a second.
Yeah, that was so cool, man. Like, he had graduated like right before the second trial ended from law school. So now he's just like, dude, he's about to like rock and roll. Like, I can't wait to see what Evan Woke does in the next like 10 years. I can't fucking wait. I hope I'm around for it.
Mr. Jackson, the floor is yours. Go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate the time and the court accommodating us this morning for or this afternoon, I should say, for the purpose of talking about what we filed. I'm going to try not to be repetitive, but I do want to address in no small part, the opposition that the Commonwealth has filed. And really, our motion comes down to a single promise and a single breach of that promise. The promise was independence.
Wow.
That's how we got here. Mr. Cosgrove was appointed on the...
Sorry, AJ, real quick. I got to give you people, my people here, Reprobates, Turtle Riders, a round of applause because we hit 5,200. Amazing. You guys are fantastic.
Promise of complete independence from the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. And on February 19th in this courtroom, the special prosecutor, I think, slipped and admitted in his own words that the promise had been broken. Everything else in the Commonwealth's opposition, as I read it, is an effort to sort of talk past that fact. And I want to address that in no small part in some order. And I want to start with the standing issue. That's where the Commonwealth leads in their opposition, and I want to lead in my response to that opposition. The Commonwealth's lead argument is basically the conflict, in as much as it might exist, it belongs to Aiden Kearney, not to Karen Reed. It's a clever argument. I can hand it to Mr. Cosgrove for leading with that because it is clever, but it's also wrong. The warrant doesn't exist in the abstract. It exists because the Commonwealth has advanced a theory, a stated theory on the record, that basically Karen Reed potentially engaged in some sort of witness intimidation. That's the foundation for what the Commonwealth has suggested precipitated the warrant in the first place.
Now, mind
and it's
you,
on the strength of that, what we believe is a very...
most of us, if not all of us, have already seen this. And he is arguing on behalf of Karen. He's not arguing on behalf of Aiden, but it's interesting because I feel like his argument for Karen works very well for Aiden as well.
Very flawed and a false theory. They went to a judge of the court and they said, we need a warrant naming her, Karen Reed, and they seized her phones And today, in this moment, the special prosecutor is actively litigating to keep her phone away from her, out of her possession. So in terms of standing, when the Commonwealth stands up and says Karen Reed is basically a stranger to this conflict, she has no standing, this is Aidan Carney's conflict, that's simply not true. I'd ask the court to inquire a few questions of Mr. Cosgrove. Whose phone is it that's at issue? Whose name is on the warrant? Whose privacy is on that device? That's not Karen Reed borrowing Mr. Carney's grievance. That's Karen Reed asserting in the most direct way that she possibly can her own interests that the law recognizes. The interest in her property, which the government seized and is improperly holding. The legal standards and why we're here. Let's be clear about what the governing law is at the outset, because the entire Commonwealth's opposition depends on the court and in hopes of the court applying the wrong legal standard, which I'm sure it is not want to do. The right one is in place. When the right one is in place, the entire argument by the Commonwealth falters. The rule for prosecutorial disqualification, and I say that with an emphasis on the word prosecutorial because I'm going to get to a point that Mr. Cosgrove cites in his moving papers that is incorrect citation and incorrect application of the law. The rule for prosecutorial disqualification in this Commonwealth is told to us by a couple of cases that we cited in our moving papers and the court has in front of it, PISA and Ellis. And it's not ambiguous in the least. PISA versus PISA versus Commonwealth deals with prosecutorial conflicts of interest that are treated with absolute strictness. And the words matter. No showing of prejudice is necessary by Ms. Reed at all. The court does not weigh whether actual harm resulted. It does not weigh whether actual prejudice exists. We don't have to show any of that. The law does not ask whether the conflicted party, in fact, changed any outcome. We don't have to show that. And Ellis completes that rule by saying that a prosecutor's discretionary choices have to be, and this is the important part of that language, completely and utterly unaffected by any private interests in fact, or, and this is the big whopper, in appearance. It's those two words that I want to focus on for a quick second.
You can't even perceive it that way. You can't even fucking perceive it that way. And what Alan Jackson is getting at here is if you can even perceive that there is something, if it even looks like Michael Morrissey has an interest, a private interest of any kind in this case, in Karen Reed's phones, well then there's something very unethical going on here, because the fact is Michael Morrissey in the Norfolk County DA's office has been already recused from this case. They're gone. They have nothing to do with it. So why does Robert Cosgrove have Karen Reed's phones? But more importantly, why is he continuing this prosecution against Aidan Carney?
That phrase is the whole case. The law does not ask whether the special prosecutor, whether Mr. Cosgrove was actually influenced by Mr. Morrissey or anybody else in the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. It asks very simply whether the public looking at this arrangement can have utter confidence that he was not in any way influenced by the DA's office. In other words, the law asks a very, very clean question, Judge Doolin.
He was hired by the
answer
DA.
Is very clearly as clean. It is no. The public cannot have that confidence.
Exactly.
And I ask the court to just hold that law in the back of its mind for a second as I talk about the next point of the argument, which is the actual indication, the evidence of the breach of that promise. And this is because of the facts of the case. There is a breach because of the facts, and the facts are not very friendly to Mr. Cosgrove's position. And they're also not in dispute because they came right out of the special prosecutor's mouth. On February 19th, from the podium, Attorney Cosgrove told the court that he would basically sit down with the district attorney's office. He was going to go through all of their options, They would weigh the pros and cons of all their options and discuss those pros and cons and then get back to the court in due course. His actual language is this, and I'll quote him. Quote, "I'd like to take some time to look at Judge Krupp's decision and to meet with the district attorney's office, the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. I intend to do that within a week or so and discuss with them our various options. And we are going to give, are we going to give the cell phone back? Are we going to move for reconsideration?
Right.
Are we going to file a notice of appeal? And when I've done that, I'll get back to you as soon as possible." End quote. Those personal pronouns and the possessive pronouns used in that phraseology, in that paragraph,
us,
are not of insignificance. Who is the we? Who is our options? Who's the our
Norfolk
in those
County
sentences?
District Attorney's Office.
Obviously, it's in perfect context. It's Mr. Cosgrove, and it's the Norfolk District Attorney's Office.
There it is.
In an unscripted and what I would consider to be a pretty unguarded moment, Mr. Cosgrove betrayed exactly what's going on here and who's really prosecuting this case. And I put prosecuting in quotation marks, but who's advancing or forwarding this case against the, in terms of the search warrant against Miss Reed. He isn't investigating Miss Reed. They are investigating Miss Reed.
Right.
He isn't holding her phone. They are holding her phone. And he said the quiet part out loud. They're improperly holding the phone together because they're coordinating together.
Right.
And those are his words, not my words. According to Mr. Cosgrove, he could not and was unwilling to independently make any decision in front of the court what to do about Judge Krupp's very unequivocal order to return Miss Reed's phone unless and until he met with the district attorney's office. He explained on the record what needed to happen before he could make that decision. And I'll just repeat it very quickly. Are we going to give Miss Reed's cell phone back? Well, the unanswered part of that question is, I can't make that decision, Judge, without speaking to the DA's office to find out what they want to do. Number two, are we going to move for reconsideration? Who's we? Him and then the district attorney's office. That's who he was referring to.
Duh.
The unspoken answer to that question is, I don't know. I got to check with the DA. The third question he posed, are we going to file a notice of appeal? Again, the unspoken answer was, I can't decide that, Judge, not today, because I need to first sit down with the DA's office and figure out what our various options are. It couldn't be any clearer. This is with the completely walled off Norfolk District Attorney's Office, the conflicted office, the office headed by an alleged, a self-described victim of Miss Reed, Mr. Michael Morrissey. He was the authority Mr. Cosgrove admitted he needed to go to before he could make any other decisions. And there's no other way to read his words. The fact is, he was not authorized, obviously not authorized to make any strategic decision about Miss Reed and her phones until he got prior approval from the very office that was the subject of the conflict. And that's the problem. It's not a good look for the DA's office. It's not a good look for the Commonwealth. It's not a good look for Mr.
Robert
Cosgrove. And appearance, when I use those words guardedly, it's not a good look because appearance means everything in this case, as we'll see. So Mr. Cosgrove, in his moving papers, he sees the problem, obviously. He's a very intelligent gentleman, a very good lawyer. He sees the problem in the accidental admission, and so he tries for an escape route. His claim now is, no, I was just notifying, I was indicating that I would notify the DA's office about what I intended to do, except.
And that's what set Robert Cosgrove off, because when Robert Cosgrove responds here, he takes a cheap jab at AJ. So right here, this where he says he's a very good lawyer and he does something very slick here. Cosgrove takes offense to this, I think.
Judge, that's not what he said. He said, I can't decide until I meet with him and we discuss our various options. That doesn't sound like informing anybody of anything. Certainly doesn't sound like informing anybody of a decision that's already been made. I think the court would agree with that. Rather, it sounds like a conversation inviting everybody to weigh in. Everybody is invited to the table. Let's talk about strategy. Then, Judge, I'll get back to you. Mr. Cosgrove actually showed us what's really going on behind the closed doors that we suspected all along. So who's really advancing this case? Maya Angelou once said, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. That is a poignant and pointed statement that I refer the court to, just to say, if someone says something in an unguarded moment, you got to sort of put some stock into it. You got to believe them.
What are you looking to disqualify Mr. Cosgrove from? Any involvement in the Reed's cell phone issue?
It's actually a great question.
Also, I mean, you shouldn't. Do you believe that you have standing in the case of Commonwealth versus Adam Carney?
So that's a very good question, and I wrote in my notes. The judge is going to ask you, what do you want me to disqualify him from?
That was pretty good.
That is the question.
Make sure to donate to Adam Carney. Okay, folks?
It really is, Judge. Yes. In answer to your question,
I agree, man.
He should not, Mr. Cosgrove, and like I said, seems like a kind gentleman, very good lawyer, but he cannot advance the case having anything to do with Karen Reed. Why? Because the investigation, as it is, for whatever that investigation is, the only insight I have, the only crystal ball I can rub, has something to do with this search warrant. So he should have nothing to do with advancing the search warrant. He should be removed altogether because the DA's office is removed altogether.
There it is.
And if, in fact, to answer the next question the court might have, if, in fact, there's another special prosecutor that were to be assigned to this case, God forbid, to complicate matters more, that person should have no communication, no contact with Mr. Cosgrove, nor...
Now, big shout out to Court Chopped here for doing this one. Make sure to subscribe to Court Chopped and give this video a like if you haven't already. But there was another cut, I think, which was really, really good. The one that I went over, because it showed Judge Doolin's reactions. And I think that's very telling because listen, Grant was making a lot of sense, but he was also saying things that sound really far-fetched that nobody is ever willing to talk about because it sounds so fucking far-fetched. But it doesn't sound so far-fetched when you think of the fact that this is still moving forward and every judge is just kind of playing along with this moving forward, including Judge Doolin. As much as I like Judge Doolin comes off as the kind of common sense guy that is just going to go, it doesn't even seem like there's a case here. I'm throwing this shit out. Like, you need to share. I mean, you've been in violation of Rule 14. I don't know how many times already. Like, this is ridiculous. There's no reason why this should be continuing. And the fact is the same thing applies to Aiden's case too. The DA has already been removed from Aiden's case. Lindsay threatened to fucking sue unless he didn't rule on that. Wait a second. Now I'm thinking I could be wrong. Didn't the DA get removed from the case because Lindsay threatened to sue Michael Morrissey? And they're waiting to find out to get another special prosecutor before the trial, right? Lindsay is suing. Right. Well, we know she's suing Ken Mello. We know that for sure. And we know she's suing, not Ken Mello, but Robert Cosgrove. I know that for sure. Right, Cossie. There you go. Okay, they found a special prosecutor to ask Mello questions for Aiden, is what you're saying. Yeah, DA was already conflicted. Right. All right. $5,700, people. $5,735 already, folks. We got 27 minutes to hit our goal. 26 minutes, really, to hit the $6,000 goal.
The Norfolk County District Attorney.
Well, okay. So what I'm saying is, why is this continuing in Aiden's case? You see what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't make any sense that they would continue this. The fact that they're even holding her phones, and if AJ manages to get Cosgrove kicked off of this, and he's setting a very black and white, like, pretty inarguable reason why you know what I mean? He's like, there's no reason why he shouldn't be throwing Robert Cosgrove off of this case. Like, he is in direct violation. If the public perceives that there is some sort of interest, then it should be thrown out. Or he should be thrown off, excuse me. Right. That's right. Okay. See, my memory sucks, but that fucking there it is. They said that if Lindsay was called to the stand, they would bring someone else in. But wasn't the DA disqualified from the case? Is what I'm saying. I thought I remember the DA was tossed off of Aiden's case too.
Attorney's office.
And who should appoint that person?
That's the $64,000 question, Judge. I don't believe that person can be appointed. I believe that this
is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about here. Okay, so there's no DA assigned to the case. They have to get another special prosecutor, right? Or at least for to question Lindsay. But there's no DA attached to the case. It's just the special prosecutor, Robert Cosgrove, supposedly acting in the interest of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is not the court. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts is the people, right? So that right there sucks, because there's only a handful of fucking morons I see on Twitter that actually want Turtleboy to go to jail. Anybody who wants Turtleboy to go to jail, nobody fucking listens to anyway. Nobody gives a shit about those idiots, right? All right, so correction. We are at 5,750. It's amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, we know those cunts want Aiden to go to jail. But nobody pays attention to those fucking idiots. You know what I mean? Like, nobody paid attention to those idiots. So there's just where's the interest from the people to prosecute Aiden Carney? How is that even a thing? Because the people do not want to prosecute Aiden Carney. The people have a soft spot for Robert Cosgrove because he's old, but nobody wants him to win. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm sure she'll be called as a witness in Aiden's case. So what? Who cares?
Has run its course, and that the district attorney's office was supposed to do what it wished to do by hiring an independent special prosecutor. Unfortunately, that independence was magnificently breached, not in a small way, in a big way, in the biggest of ways. And so I think the district attorney's office is not in a position to say, okay, well, I'll do it again.
I can absolutely see Aiden's attorneys giving a very similar argument and being right. What the fuck are we doing here?
Again,
And especially with the stuff that Benero has in that argument, that 88-page document that he is going to argue tomorrow at 9 a.m., which a lot of channels, including myself, if I can help it, I will. I may not. I may just go over it later on in the evening. But the fact is that Benero's argument is way more than enough. Right now, everyone should be asking themselves, what are we doing here? Everyone who pays taxes in Norfolk County needs to be asking, what the fuck are you guys doing with my money right now? This is insane. Why? You're giving this guy money. He's not even trying to argue. And the interesting thing is I wonder if he's just kind of passive aggressively telling the public in his fuck it mode ways, Robert Cosgrove, I mean, that he's there because he, for some reason, has to be there, but he doesn't want to be. There's nothing about the way that he's been arguing these cases that indicate that he even wants to be there.
A mulligan on the first one, and I'll do it again and appoint a second special prosecutor. That search warrant should be dead on arrival because Judge Krupp said the phone has to be returned.
Yeah, Judge Krupp already ordered the phone to be returned.
Following this thread, pulling this thread, is in no small part. As a matter of fact, I would say it's in almost total part.
I agree.
The Norfolk County District Attorney's
Who
office
else has an
did
interest
not
in
want
it?
That phone return.
Okay, let me call upon Mr.
Cosgrove doesn't have an interest in any of this shit. Okay? It's Michael Morrissey. That's the point. Michael Morrissey has an interest in Karen Reed's phones, and he's trying to get her on a conspiracy with Turtleboy. The fact is that's because they know goddamn well they're never going to get fucking Turtleboy on these witness intimidation charges. They're never going to get 12 jurors in Massachusetts to convict Aiden Carney for fucking asking questions. Once they know, if anybody on that jury, one fucking person on that jury knows the details of the Karen Reed case and has followed it. One person. There's no fucking way that jury is going to convict Aiden Carney. There's no fucking way. $19 minutes, 18 and a half minutes before we wrap this up. We got $215 to go, my friends.
Cosgrove.
Of course.
Yeah. Mr. Cosgrove, go right ahead, sir.
Thank you, Court Chops, for fast
Well,
forwarding.
Your Honor,
that.
let me begin where Mr. Jackson began with the discussion of standing. And Mr. Jackson made a wonderful argument that his client has standing to litigate the possession of her telephone. He made a terrific argument that she has standing to challenge the search warrant, but I heard no argument as to what standing she has to raise the alleged conflict of independent counsel, because there is no conflict. Obviously, as I pointed out before, the district attorney just went through 2 trials with Ms. Reed. They were not conducted by a special prosecutor, with the one exception of the special prosecutor for the second trial, Mr. Brennan, who worked hand in glove with the personnel from the DA's office. So it seems to me, Your Honor, that Ms. Reed has no standing because there is no conflict. Even if I were consulting with the DA's office on
Come on, man.
which I am not. I don't see that there would be a problem. I have yet to hear what Mr. Morrissey's personal interest or conflict is in this case. It was represented in the papers that were filed that he was a victim. And I heard Mr. Jackson describe him as a self-described victim.
$115 to go.
Described twice in one sentence. I don't know when or where or if he actually made that statement or what the context was.
He's not saying anything of value at all to counter Alan Jackson's very, very simple, boiled down argument that cannot be disputed. That's another reason why Robert Cosgrove is not providing an argument here, because there is no argument. There is no argument. It's plain as day. He's got that email right there, and he's saying, yeah, let me see what the district attorney wants to do with the phone, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with it. Us. I'm the problem. It's me. Remember, for 6 months, thank you. Look at AJ handwriting the lightning.
But certainly, there has been no indictment that I am aware of or charge or whatever listing Mr. Morrissey as a victim in any way of this case. I have to say, as I listen to Mr. Jackson recharacterize my comments, I can't make that decision. I can't decide that. They do seem quite damning. The only problem is those aren't the comments that I made. I made the comments that I made. They're a matter of record. They were quoted in the initial filing. They were quoted in my filing. I submitted an affidavit explaining what actually happened. Credibility of that affidavit is, of course, for your honor, and I'm not going to argue it.
I mean, you don't get to say that shit and then be like, that's not what I said.
I will only say about PISA
I'm
and
putting
Ellis
it in an
that if
affidavit,
your honor looks at the
and then it's
facts
not a
of
thing
those
anymore.
Those two cases, they are totally divorced from anything that's before your honor today.
What was the issue with Ellis? I just read PISA when Mr. Jackson quoted it. What was the issue on Ellis, the recusal?
If I remember it correctly, your honor, and it's been a while since I've read it, it had to do with some illegal behavior by police officers that the district attorney was involved with. But I apologize for not being more on top of it, but I will take a look at it, and if you wish, file something.
I'll read the case, but I was just curious.
I do want to comment on Mr. Jackson's response to your honor's question, which he apparently was well prepared for and anticipated. Are you asking me to disqualify Mr. Cosgrove on the Kearney case or just on this matter? And I think the correct answer, your honor, is it really doesn't make any difference, because if your honor finds that I have an ethical conflict of interest and
this is fuck it mode right here, bro.
Can't serve in this case, I think that counsel for Mr. Kearney will be in court tomorrow morning waiving your decision, saying the Commonwealth has had a full and fair chance to argue the situation, and it should be applied res judicata. So I think that's going to be the bottom line, one way or the other. Right. Finally, your honor, I'd like to comment on the credibility of the other side in this case.
Here we go.
My attention was recently given to a video.
Like he totally shits the bed here.
Recording of the March 18th, 2025 second trial of Karen Reed. And I observed the video on the internet Therein, a justice of this court made the following oral findings. and I'm
I
gonna quote them.
I observed the video on the internet webs.
And I'll submit an affidavit upon the completion of doing so, because I'm going to skip over a lot of factual details.
Once
that
I
aren't
figure out the
particularly relevant
fast
here.
forward button, I
In
can't
open
rewind
court,
the
Judge
video
Cannoni
on
said,
the
based
internet
on all
webs.
the evidence, I conclude that the candor required by all lawyers has not been demonstrated here. I find there have been repeated misrepresentations made to the court by defense counsel, and I conclude that they were deliberate. They were made in sidebar.
Why are you like, what is your interest in staying on this shit? This is ridiculous.
In open court and in pleadings. And after going through some of the details, she says, I find that there was a material misrepresentation and that it was deliberate. Candor with the court is essential. It's the bedrock obligation of all lawyers who appear in this court and all courts in Massachusetts. Those comments were made with respect to Mr. Jackson and the colleagues from his firm who filed the motion and affidavit and did the oral argument before the court today. And I would ask the court to consider that finding with respect to the credibility of the defense findings.
He's a
And
scholar.
I will close with the words of Mr. Jackson.
Here we go.
When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I'll submit this to the court, and I have a copy.
Doolin laughed. Doolin laughed.
Just confirm that.
Sure.
Here comes AJ going,
Yeah, just-
bro, what the fuck was that?
Mr. Jackson, I take it by the fact that you've risen that you wish to respond.
I would like very briefly
No, go ahead.
to speak
Go
to a
ahead.
couple of issues. I find it
This
rich.
is so good. He
That
finds
a
it
member of
rich.
the bar who doesn't like what his own facts represent decides to take a personal shot at opposing counsel. That's I think that's beneath Mr. Cosgrove's dignity. It's certainly beneath the court's dignity. The court doesn't have any idea because it wasn't sitting in the courtroom along with Judge Cannoni what
Right.
the circumstances of those comments were.
Right.
Certainly, Mr. Cosgrove has absolutely equally no idea what those comments
Exactly.
were.
He wasn't there.
And it's offensive, but it also is very telling. It's extraordinarily transparent. If you don't have the facts on your side, then you argue the law. If you don't have the law on your side, then you argue the facts. And if you don't have the law on your side or the facts on your side, just attack opposing counsel.
I thought you were supposed to bang
Right.
the table.
I think so. Exactly. Try to make it as loud as you can. And
Yeah.
with his-
Cut.
with
That
his-
was what I was
Dude.
saying anyway.
Yes.
Doolin knows that this is a big fat fucking crock of shit. Doolin knows it. Look at how he say he's like, you're supposed to even bang the table. Like he knows this is a fucking joke. He didn't even argue. But watch. Doolin will not kick him off the case. Watch.
Yes, exactly. I
Right
think
ahead.
everybody in the courtroom can see that. It's a little bit of an act of desperation. And I appreciate the cleverness and the desperation that Mr. Cosgrove shows, but it is of no legal moment for why we're here today. So no, to answer the court, once again, I am not suggesting I take no position on Mr. Cosgrove's further investigation or prosecution as it relates to Aiden Carney. That is not my position. He is not my client. But what I am concerned with is his position in terms of the search warrant and any further investigation into Karen Reed. And I find it almost nearly shocking, if I can use that word, that Mr. Cosgrove would stand up and say, there's no conflict.
Go right ahead.
Even were I to consistently consult with the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, that would represent no harm. There's no big deal. Your Honor,
Yeah.
if it was
there
no
is.
big deal
There is.
that he consult with the conflicted Norfolk County District Attorney's Office
Right.
over the issues attendant to witness intimidation that is focused on Aiden Carney and concomitantly focused on Karen Reed because of what he says may have been an agreement between and among them, then the question is begged, why was he ever appointed in the first place? If there's no issue with conflict, why was he appointed? Why is he getting paid taxpayer dollars?
Right.
He was appointed because Mr. Morrissey recognized
There was already a fucking conflict.
that there was a potential conflict because Mr. Morrissey is a titular victim, a potential victim of the very allegations he's investigating. And now Mr. Cosgrove is proverbially in bed and has been with the district attorney's office.
In bed.
That's the issue that we've got. And Mr. Cosgrove's affidavit is equally flawed as his reasoning on that argument. His affidavit does not cure the problem. His affidavit is the problem. Consider what it actually offers. It's a sworn assurance from the very person whose assurance of independence is in question by his own words. The court doesn't have to find, and I'm going to step up a little bit from the personal attacks and invectives. I don't think they're appropriate in the courtroom, and I'm not going to lower myself to engaging in those. The court doesn't.
But that's exactly what you're doing, AJ. It's very slick.
Have to find at the end of the day that there was actual prejudice or that there is actual prejudice against Ms. Reed or her interests. The court does not have to find that there's actual bad faith on the part of Mr. Cosgrove. Neither does the court, or neither does the law
Doesn't matter.
require that the court find
Doesn't
that anyone
matter.
lied or anybody was mendacious. I'm not suggesting that.
Nope.
And the court doesn't have to find it. Or that he, in fact, made any decision that was on its face corrupt or conflicted. The court doesn't have to find any of that. The law is very clear, Judge, and that's why we're standing before you. It requires one thing. It requires independence in fact and in appearance, and that has been breached. By his own words, the special prosecutor, Mr. Cosgrove, has indicated that the appearance of independence is gone. And for those reasons, the only remedy as it pertains to Ms. Reed's interests is to disqualify him from any further contact or connection with the search warrant and any investigation related to witness intimidation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. I'll take it under advisement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate the time. Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll take it under advisement. No, you're not. No, you're not. Guys, got 4 minutes left, folks. Hold on, let me look at something here. It's so funny. Unreal. Where is that shit? Hold on. Guys, we reached our goal. We're past $6,000, which is fantastic. But we're gonna stay live for the next 3 minutes to see if we can get any more. Wow. Pathetic. That's very funny. All right, folks. You guys are absolutely amazing. If I can get a final tally, that would be fantastic. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys coming through on a Sunday night. I did not have anything planned. I just wanted to hang out with you guys. I just wanted to do it for Aiden's benefit, you know. Like I said, hopefully hopefully cushion that feeling a little bit walking into court tomorrow. You know, that's all I was hoping to do. Couldn't be there in person to support this time, and I'd really like to be, but so this is the best that I can do. And so far, that's it. People, we raised almost $6,200. People, almost $6,200. Incredible, absolutely incredible. It really means the world to me, guys, that you guys came together to do that. Oh, Drago came up to say hi. Say hi, buddy. Yeah. And I hope that anybody who's local can make it out there to support Aiden at the courthouse. I don't know exactly which courthouse. I know it's in Boston, not in Dedham, in Boston. And anybody who can make it out there, man, please be there. Show Aiden some moral support. Sit behind him in the courtroom. That'll really help him out. We made it to 62. We made it past $6,200, $6,285, people. You guys are absolutely amazing. Guys, I cannot thank you enough for hanging out with me tonight and being able to do this. This makes my heart feel really, 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 really good. This is why I did it. You guys mean the world to me. You guys remember, I just don't have the words, really, if I'm being completely honest. Couldn't think of a better way to spend these 3 hours Saturday evening. And congrats again to Common Sense Investigator for raising so much money. Fantastic for Kentucky Maverick. And a big thank you to GSE, Grant Smith Ellis Towel News Network, for jumping on here, hanging out with me, sharing some very, very fun and valuable insight as well. I had a really great conversation with him. I really enjoyed talking to him. I hope we get to do that a little bit more in the near future. But guys, I love you very much. Remember, it only takes a second to stay safe. And being retarded never stopped anybody from being a good neighbor, unless, of course, you're a McAlbert. I love you very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.
Watch out!
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school, just like their neighbors, and come back to a real home. A supervised home, right in the neighborhood, where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.